schedule a visit or just stop in and see.
The best value in Tucson is also the easiest event you'll ever plan. Call the group department today at 434-1021 and celebrate 40 years of AAA baseball at Tucson Electric Park. Reserve your group outing today by calling 434-1021. The best family value in Tucson is...
Are you ready for a good time tonight? The Maverick, King of Clubs, has got lots.
Insurance, worldwide travel, A Atlas Discount Storage, Desert Diamond Casino, home of the Sidewinders, Cool 1450.
And the national anthem finishes up, just about set for baseball here in Vegas tonight. Let's take a look at the starting lineups for the ball game. First for the visiting Sidewinders and manager Bill Plummer. Emilio Bonifacio will lead off at second base. Trent Olchin, the center fielder, bats second. Trot Nixon, another start in right field tonight. He'll bat third. Jamie D'Antona is the third baseman. He'll bat cleanup. Josh Weitzel plays at first base tonight. He'll bat fifth. Robbie Hammock is the left fielder. He'll bat sixth. Wilkin Castillo does the catching. He'll bat seventh. Jesus Merchan is the shortstop. He'll bat eighth. And hitting ninth, it is the right-hander Esmerling Vasquez. Vasquez 1-1 is ERA at 4.63. So it's Bonifacio, Olchin, and Nixon, D'Antona, Weitzel, and Hammock, Castillo, Merchan, and the right-hander Esmerling Vasquez making his seventh appearance of the season for Tucson. For Lorenzo Bundy in the Las Vegas 51s, Jason Repko will lead off in right field tonight. Angel Chavez is the third baseman. He'll bat second. Xavier Paul is the center fielder. He'll bat third. John Lindsay is at first base. He'll bat cleanup. Andy LaRoche will play at second base. He'll bat fifth. John Ford Griffin is the left fielder. He bats sixth. Gary Bennett here on a rehab assignment is the catcher, and he'll bat seventh. Francisco Lizarraga is the shortstop. He'll bat eighth. And hitting ninth, it is the right-handed pitcher Miguel Pinango. Pinango 3-3 with an ERA of 4.26. So it's Repko, Chavez, and Paul, Lindsay, LaRoche, and Griffin, Bennett, Lizarraga, and the right-hander Miguel Pinango. For Pinango, this will be his 13th appearance, his 12th start. Again, 3-3 with a 4.26 ERA. In 67 and 2/3 innings, he's given up 65 hits, 35 runs, 32 earned. He's walked 16, struck out 57, and the league is hitting only .253 against him. Unfortunately, it may be a little bit before Pinango can throw his first pitch of the game tonight. Kerwin Danley, the home plate umpire, who is here on a rehab assignment after getting hit in the jaw while in the big leagues, just got hit by one of Pinango's super regional play. Game one of their best-of-3 series down in Miami against the top-ranked Hurricanes. That's a 3-3 game now in the bottom of the ninth inning. Ryan Perry is still pitching for the Wildcats. He's gone 3 2/3 innings in relief of Preston Gilmet. And he's trying to stem the tide here after Gilmet struggled in his 4 1/3 innings, giving up 3 runs. And Perry has done an outstanding job. Of course, he was a first-round draft pick yesterday. The Tigers, they took him number 21 overall. And the Wildcats breezed through their regional in Ann Arbor. Boy, it'd be a big lift for them if they could somehow knock off the top-ranked Hurricanes on their home field. That's not going to be easy given the offense that Miami has. But so far tonight, between Gilman and Perry, they've been able to limit them to... I'll tell you what we're going to do. Let's take a break here. And we will see if we can get any further information on what happened at Danley. Miguel Pinango to continue his warm-up pitches here. And so Pinango will do that. And I believe he's got 4 or 5 more left before we're ready to get started. No, only has 1 more left. Angel Campos came out ready to go. So Pinango has finished his warm-up tosses, and we are now ready to play baseball after a lengthy delay here in Las Vegas tonight. Emilio Bonifacio will stand in to lead things off for Tucson. Bonifacio batting .292, no home runs and 21 RBIs. If we get any information about Kerwin Danley, we will certainly pass it along to you, and our best wishes go out to him. There was somebody that had been sitting in the stands that came down, and they allowed to go through the gate down on the field. I wonder if that may be a member of Kerwin's family who went down there to check on him. No? So Emilio Bonifacio will lead off. Pinango into the windup. Here's the pitch. And Bonifacio runs up to bunt, missed it, and that is strike one. 7-16 first pitch here in Las Vegas tonight. It is 94 degrees, and the wind is blowing out to center field at 10 miles per hour. Pinango from the first base side of the rubber, turns, kicks, and fires the 0-1. Bonifacio lines one down the right field line. That's a fair ball on the chalk. That's going to roll to the corner. Bonifacio's off to the races. Around first, going to second. Not stopping there. On his way to third base, and that is a leadoff triple for Emilio Bonifacio. A line drive right on the chalk down the right field line. Rolling into the corner, and with Bonifacio's speed, that is an easy three-base hit. And that's the way our ball game begins tonight. So Bonifacio, who's been racking up the extra base hits lately, is in at third base, and the Sidewinders a chance to get on the board right off the bat as Trent Olchen climbs in there, batting .254, a home run and 9 RBIs. Olchen 2 for 5 in last night's game with a run scored. That was his first multi-hit game since the 15th of May at Cheney Stadium in Tacoma, and just the third time he's had 2 or more hits since May 1st. Pinango out of the stretch delivers, and Olchen takes a strike on the outside corner. And the count is 0-1. So Angel Campos now the home plate umpire. Scott Chamberlain at third. Mark Ripperger is over at first. We'll go with a 3-man crew here tonight. No balls, 1 strike. Infield back for the 51s. And Pinango deals home. Olchen swings and misses a changeup, and Olchen way out in front. And the count, no balls and 2 strikes. Tucson in the road gray uniforms tonight. Sleeveless tops, black undershirts. Tucson across their chests in black. And they will wear black caps. Vegas in the Dodger blue tops, white pants. Las Vegas across their chests in white with blue hats. And the 0-2 to Olchen. There's a swing and a drive to right center. Way back at the wall, and that one is off the top of the fence. Bonifacio will score. Olchen hustles into second. He's got a double, and 2 batters into the game. The Sidewinders lead it 1-0. Trent Olchen picks up his 10th RBI of the season, and that is just his 3rd RBI in his last 26 ball games. And finally, here in game number 62 of the season, Olchen breaks into double digits in home runs. So the Sidewinders come out swinging the bats tonight, a triple and a double to begin the game. And with a run in, a runner at second, nobody out. Here's Trot Nixon, hitting .311. He's got 8 home runs. He's driven in 28. Nixon, a left-handed batter against the right-handed throwing Pinango. He's set, checks Olchen at second base. Now the pitch, and Nixon swings and fouls one straight back and out of play. And the count, no balls and 1 strike. Nixon 1 for 5, scored a run last night. He's hit 8 of his last 9 ball games, a .361 average in that span. 13 hits and 37 at bats. And he's got an RBI opportunity here right off the bat. 1-0 Tucson, top of the first inning just underway. 3 batters into it. Pinango first base side of the slab, stares in at Gary Bennett. He's ready now, look back at second base. And the 0-1 pitch to Nixon. And that misses down low, and the count is now 1 ball and 1 strike. Here's the Vegas defense for you tonight. Griffin in left, Paul in center, Repko is in right. Chavez at third base, Lizarraga is at short. LaRose plays second, Lindsay at first. And again, Gary Bennett doing the catching for Miguel Pinango. 1 ball, 1 strike the count. Nixon waits, Pinango comes set. And the pitch on the way. Swinging a line drive to right. Sinking, falls in for a hit. Olchen will go to third. He has to stop there. Trot Nixon with a single. 3 batters, 3 hits. Runners at the corners with nobody out. And that'll bring up Jamie D'Antona. The only bad part about that is Nixon hit it so hard, Olchen had to wait to make sure it was going to get down in front of Jason Repko. So he only goes to third rather than being able to score. And here is D'Antona now, batting .397, 7 home runs, 35 RBIs. Jamie 2 for 5 in last night's game, still second in the Pacific Coast League in average. He has moved up to second in hits all by himself, 2 ahead of his teammate Bonifacio. Jamie with 77 knocks. He is 4th in the PCL with his 20 doubles. Well, the Sidewinders gave up a couple of big innings last night, a pair of 5-run frames and a 3-run inning. And now they've got designs on a big inning here in their first AB tonight. Middle infield plays for 2. Outfield has D'Antona shaded to go the other way. And Pinango kicks and deals. Jamie swings and misses over the top of an 88-mile-an-hour fastball. And the count, no balls and 1 strike. Pinango, a 4-pitch guy. Fastball, changeup, curveball, and he occasionally throws a cutter. He is primarily a fastball change, and then he does have the overhand curveball that he'll mix in. The cut fastball makes a rare appearance. 0-1 the count. Pinongo checks the runners. He deals home, and D'Antona hits a ground ball up the middle, past the diving LaRoche into center, base hit. Olkin in to score. Nixon stops at second. It's 4 consecutive hits for Tucson, and the Sidewinders lead it 2-0. Jamie D'Antona with his 78th hit of the season. He picks up his 36th RBI. Jamie's got 9 RBIs in his last 11 ball games now. And that'll bring up Josh Weitzel, the first baseman. Weitzel carrying an average of 282 into the game tonight with 13 home runs and 43 RBIs. Triple, double, single, single to start the game. And now Weitzel an RBI opportunity with a couple of guys on base. Pinongo trying to get straightened out here in a hurry. The right-hander set a look back at second base. And the pitch. Weitzel takes a fastball outside on the count 1 ball and no strikes. Well, when you come to Cashman Field on a warm night and the wind is blowing out, you figure to see some offense, but the wind has had nothing to do with what has gone on here through the first 4 batters in this game. The Sidewinders just peppering line drives and hard ground balls all over the place. Now the 1-0 delivery to Weitzel, swing and a miss. There was the changeup. And the count 1 ball and 1 strike. You know, Miguel Pinongo is probably going to have to stick with that changeup right now and just try and keep it down in the zone. Get the Sidewinders out in front. Clearly his fastball is not working for him right now. 1 ball, 1 strike on Josh Weitzel. Pinongo looks back at Nixon. Here's the pitch. Weitzel swings, high drive. Deep right field, way back, and it is gone. Onto the rock pile behind the right field wall. Josh Weitzel has hit his 14th home run of the year, a 3-run shot, and the Sidewinders lead it 5-0. And there is still nobody out in this inning. A no doubt about it blast off the bat of Josh Weitzel. 5 have come to the plate, 5 have scored. And here comes Jim Slayton, the pitching coach, on his way to the mound. RBIs 44, 45, and 46 for Weitzel. And now Las Vegas killer Robbie Hammock is coming up. Boy, and Miguel Pinongo has been throwing the ball very, very well lately. This is way out of character for him. I mean, if you look at his numbers in the month of May, Pinongo was just 2-2. But his ERA was 2.55. Only allowed 13 runs, 10 earned, and 35 in a third innings. And he only gave up 31 hits. But here tonight, his first start of June, the Sidewinders are pounding him. A 5-0 Tucson lead, and now Hammock coming up, who has an average of 400 in his 8 games with the Sidewinders. Had a pinch hitting appearance last night and had an RBI base hit. Pinongo's first pitch to Hammock, low and in with a fastball. And the count 1 ball and no strikes. So Hammock has hit in all 8 games in which he has appeared for Tucson this year. And he has driven in 8 runs. The 2-1 delivery, that swung on foul back. That was actually the 1-0 pitch. It's now 1 ball, 1 strike. The scoreboard is wrong. 1 ball, 1 strike on Robbie Hammock. Wilkin Castillo to follow, then Jesus Mershon. Here's the windup by Pinongo in the 1-1 pitch. Curveball low and outside. And that'll take the count to 2 balls and 1 strike. Well, this is exactly what the Sidewinders needed after their night last night, which was frustrating all around. 2-1 the count. The windup by Pinongo the pitch. There's a swing and a foul back and out of play on an 89-mile-an-hour fastball. And the count goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes on Robbie Hammock. Robbie's base hit last night. A line drive to right. Came in the 8th inning against Greg Miller, who retired the first 2 hitters he faced, but then ran into trouble. 2-2 the count, and Pinongo's pitch. Breaking balls down in the dirt, taken by Hammock, and that'll run the count to 3 balls and 2 strikes. Nobody out here in the top of the first inning, and a 5-0 Sidewinder lead. 5 consecutive hits to open it up. Pinongo ready, the wind in the 3-2. And Hammock swings and lines it to center, base hit. 6 consecutive hits. And Robbie Hammock stays hot. His hitting streak now at 9. That is his 9th hit this season against Las Vegas. He is 9 for 14 against the 51s. And that'll bring up Wilkin Castillo. who's hitting .267 with 4 home runs and 25 RBIs. Castillo came on in a double switch last night. In the bottom of the 6th inning, he had 2 plate appearances, grounded out to second in his first at bat, and then was hit by a pitch by Miller his second time up. So 0 for 1 in the game last night. That snapped his 6-game hitting streak. Pinango out of the stretch and delivers to Wilkin Castillo, a fastball for a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. No activity down in the Vegas bullpen. In fact, there's only a couple of guys sitting down there right now. One of them is the former Sidewinder Mike Koplov. Lorenzo Bundy trying to let Pinango work through this here. Already down 5-0, and he still does not have an out. Turning a throw to first, and Hammock will head back to the bag standing up. He almost fell off the bag as he went back in. John Lindsay held on just for a moment, make sure Hammock wasn't going anywhere. Robbie able to somehow keep his balance. He's laughing about it. So is Lindsay as he takes his lead again. 0-1 the count on Castillo. Switch hitter batting left-handed. And the pitch swung on, looped in the air to center field. Coming on for it is Paul, and he will make the catch. And finally there is an out. And you hear the ovation in the background. And a sarcastic cheer goes up as Castillo flies out to center field. And with 1 down, that'll bring up the shortstop Jesus Mershon, whose average is at .336, does not have a home run. He's driven in 20. 1 for 3, a double and a run scored for Mershon last night. He's got a 6-game hitting streak now. Of course, Mershon has the longest hitting streak by any Sidewinder this year, a 15-gamer that ran from April 26th to May 11th. In there against the right-hander Pinango. And the first pitch, fastball, chopped at third, could be 2. Coming on for it, Chavez throws the second one on to first, double play. 5-4-3, 51 go around the horn. And that will end a long top of the first inning. Sidewinder scored 5 runs. They do it on 6 hits, no errors, nobody left. Half an inning of the books, Tucson 5, Vegas coming up on Cool 1450.
Film Creations Limited.
Cross and Blue Shield Association.
Sidewinders Baseball on Cool 1450.
Sidewinders get a big top of the first inning, 5 runs on 6 hits. Now the 51s will come up against right-hander Merling Vasquez for Tucson, making his 7th appearance and 7th start. 1-1 with an ERA of 4.63. Vasquez has worked 23 in the 3rd inning for the Sidewinder uniform, allowed only 18 hits. 12 runs all earned. This is the big number, though. He's walked 23, struck out 13 in the league, hitting .237 against him. Now, Vasquez had a long delay in between finishing his warm-up tosses and getting out here to the mound. While we were waiting for Angel Campos to don the gear after Kerwin Danley got hurt, Vasquez did go back down to the bullpen and play some catch just to try and stay loose. We'll see if the layoff affects him here as he faces Jason Repko, the right fielder, to lead off. Repko hitting .231, 4 home runs and 15 RBIs. And Vasquez's first pitch is a fastball into the knees for a called strike. And the count is 0-1. Repko last night, 1 hit and 4 trips. It was an RBI base hit. He also walked and scored a run. Here's the windup by Vasquez to deliver to the plate. Fastball missing outside. And the count now 1 ball and 1 strike. Now, Merling Vasquez in his last start had one of the strangest first innings that you will ever see in this game. Here's the 1-1 pitch, and Repko takes a little low, and the count goes to 2-1. Vasquez allowed 5 hits in the first inning against Fresno, and he walked 2 guys. Yet he only gave up 2 runs, despite the fact that he himself only retired 1 batter. Here's the 2-1 pitch. There's a swing and a pop-up. Shallow left field. Hammock racing in. He's going to have time to get there, and now in shallow left, he makes the catch. Repko is retired. 1 down. That'll bring up Angel Chavez, the third baseman. 2 runners were caught stealing in that first inning. Eugenio Velez 1, Scott McLean another. And that bailed Vasquez out, gave up just those 2 runs. Then over the next 4 innings, Vasquez was terrific. He did not allow another hit. Just a couple of other base runners on walks. First pitch to Angel Chavez. That one swung on, driven to right center field. Nixon going back. He'll look for a carom off the wall. It bangs off the base of the fence. Chavez going to second. Here's the throw. It's not in time. And Angel Chavez slides in safely with a double. So here come the 51s with a runner in scoring position. And just 1 out. And that'll bring up the center fielder, Xavier Paul. He's batting .289 with 5 home runs and 33 RBIs. Defensively for Tucson tonight, Hammock is in left, Olson in center, Nixon in right, D'Antona in third, Mershon at short, Bonifacio at second, Weitzel at first, and Wilkin Castillo doing the catching for Esmerling Vasquez. Paul, the left-handed batter. Vasquez will work out of the stretch, first base side of the rubber. Turns and looks back at second base, brings the hand set, and his first pitch to Paul is a fastball missing outside. And the count 1 ball and no strikes. Apparently Xavier Paul didn't get the memo that it gets hot in Las Vegas. He's got long sleeves on underneath his blue Vegas jersey. 1 ball, no strikes. And Vasquez ready. Here's the pitch. Off speed, and that misses off the outside corner. And the count will go to 2-0. Vasquez's changeup has been getting better his last couple of starts. The curveball still seems to be a mystery for him. He really has not had a good feel for that pitch. 2-0 the count on Paul. 5-0 Tucson, bottom of the first. And here's the delivery. That's down and in. And the count will go to 3 balls and no strikes very quickly on Xavier Paul. And if you're Vasquez, the last thing you want to do is come out and give up a crooked number, or suddenly that 5-run inning doesn't look so big anymore. 3 balls, no strikes on Paul. The dangerous John Lindsay is on deck. Vasquez ready. He kicks and he delivers. And Paul takes a fastball too high. Ball 4, a 4-pitch walk, and that's number 24 this season for Esmerling Vasquez. Now, when Vasquez first came back off that shoulder injury, you can understand where his command would just be a little bit out of whack. But now this is his 7th start. I think this is where the Sidewinders are looking for him to kind of tune it up here a little bit. He will be allowed to go somewhere in the neighborhood of 100 pitches tonight, which the Sidewinders really hope translates into at least 5 innings. Here's Vasquez's first pitch to John Lindsay, and he starts it with a changeup over the inside corner for a called strike, 0-1. Lindsay hitting .332, 11 home runs, 40 RBIs. Crushed a 3-run homer to right center off Metters in the 5-run 8th inning last night for Vegas. That just put the icing on the cake in their 13-3 win. 0-1 the count. Vasquez ready. Look back at second base, a long look, and now the pitch. Curveball hangs up high, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. The pitch that Lindsay hit out last night off Metters was a high slider. Metters was able to get ahead of hitters last night, but just could not finish them off. Looked like he was going to have a pretty easy 8th inning, and before you knew it, he had 5 runs on his ledger. Now the 1-1 pitch from Esmerling Vasquez, and Lindsay swings at a fastball, chops it foul down the third base line. And the count will go to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Vasquez, again, when he's right, has a fastball that'll be in the 90 to 94 range. For his first few starts with Tucson, he was in the 88 to 90 range. Lately, we have seen a few 91s and 92s pop up. He's got the curveball and the changeup. The changeup is the big pitch for him. That's what helped him become the Diamondbacks minor league pitcher of the year last year. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Vasquez ready. And now the delivery home. And a fastball popped up foul. That's going to end up right down beneath us in the seat. And we'll do it again to John Lindsay. And 1 ball and 2 strikes. They're having all kinds of scoreboard problems here tonight. They've had the count wrong a couple of times. They've got 0-0 up there to Lindsay right now with 2 outs. Instead, it's a runner at first and second, 1 out, and a 1-2 count on Lindsay. Vasquez ready again out of the stretch. Now Chavez dancing away from second, and time called. Lindsay will back out of the box. Chavez doing whatever he can to try and catch the attention of Esmerling Vasquez. Sidewinders aren't really paying much attention to him at all, and Chavez has taken the opportunity to hop around and try and distract young Esmerling Vasquez. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Now Bonifacio sneaking in behind Chavez, who takes an awkward slide back in a second. Let's see if he's okay. Laying on his back. He will get to his feet, helped up by Bonifacio. Chavez went back to the bag, tried to go in feet first, and either his feet went out from underneath him or he got hung up on the bag a little bit. He's okay as he gets back to his feet. He's got a smile on his face as he dusts off his uniform and takes his lead again. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Vasquez staring back. Now the pitch to Lindsay. And that swung on and foul tip just behind Wilkin Castillo. Throwing the 1-2 curveball. And Lindsay got it off the end of the bat. We'll do it again in a ball and 2 strikes. 5-0 Tucson here in the bottom of the first inning. Sidewinders saw their first 6 men reach base. A triple, a double, 2 singles, a 3-run homer from Weitzel, And then a single from Hammock before a fly ball from Wilkin Castillo and a double play ball from Jesus Mershon. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Vasquez out of the stretch, and here it comes. Swinging a line drive foul off to the left, back into the seats. Lindsey may have broken his bat. He did. So he will discard that bat. The bat boy will come out and take it from him. And meanwhile, a new supply of baseballs for the home plate umpire, Angel Campos. Well, we are off to a very slow start here tonight. Delayed about 10 minutes at the beginning because of the injury to the umpire, Kerwin Danley. Angel Campos had to go in and take off his, put on the gear and get ready to come out and work the plate. And the Sidewinders had that long top of the first inning. And now here in the bottom of the first inning, Vegas battling against Vasquez. 2 on a double and a walk after Repko popped up to shallow left to open the game. And Lindsey making a slow walk back to the plate now. New bat in his hand. He will jump back in there with a count of 1 ball and 2 strikes. Ground ball could get Vasquez out of the inning here. Middle infield playing for 2. D'Antona deep at third. Vasquez ready. The 1-2 pitch again to John Lindsey. Curveball misses outside. Lindsey took it. And the count 2 balls and 2 strikes. Lorenzo Bundy, the 51's manager, coaching at third base, outside the box, down the line. Lowe's got his team 2 games over the 500 mark at the start of play tonight, 31-29. Always good to see him. 2-2 pitch from Esmeralda Vasquez. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Pulled the string, an 83-mile-an-hour changeup. And Vasquez gets his first strike out of the ball game. Lindsey on his way back to the dugout. And with 2 outs, that'll bring up Andy LaRoche, the second baseman. He's hitting .261, 4 home runs and 23 RBIs. LaRoche starting at second base again tonight. It looks like where he's going to have to be for at least the immediate future as he tries to get to the big leagues. Vasquez looks back at second. Here's the pitch on the way. LaRoche swings and pops it up. Shallow left. Mershon out. Hammock in, and it'll be Hammock, the left fielder, who makes the catch. And that'll end the inning. No runs, a hit, no errors, and 2 men left. We played 1 here in Vegas tonight. Sidewinders 5, 51's nothing.
Gas prices.
Sidewinders baseball on Cool 1450.
5-0 Tucson as we go to the top of the second inning. Sidewinders will have Vasquez, Bonifacio, and Olchin coming up against Miguel Pinango, who had just a nightmare of a top of the first, giving up 6 consecutive hits, including a 3-run home run to Weitzel to begin the ball game, before getting a fly ball to center and a double play ball to end it. So now Pinango against Vasquez, who's 1 for 6 this season. Does have an RBI, right-handed batter, and Pinango's first pitch to him, a fastball swung on and missed. And the count, no balls and 1 strike. Vasquez had one of the most impressive BP performances from a pitcher I've ever seen. He was hitting balls all over the place today here at Cashman. The windup in the 0-1 from Pinango. Fastball swung on, bounced foul back of the plate. And the count, no balls and 2 strikes. I mean, Vasquez hit about 3 home runs during his BP session today. Hit 3 or 4 others up off the wall, and everything else was a seed. I mean, line drives back up the middle, line drives to left, line drives to right. Here's the 0-2 pitch from Pinango. Curveball hangs up high, 1 ball and 2 strikes. And if you watch Vasquez take BP on a regular basis, you see a lot of line drives from him. Now, he does have a big swing, and I think that can get him in the game sometimes. 1-2 pitch, fastball chopped on the left side, deep in the hole, and short it through into left, base hit. And Esmeralda Vasquez has his second hit of the season. A well-placed ground ball in between third and short, and Lizarraga couldn't get over there and knock it down. The 7th hit of the night for Tucson. And that'll bring up the second baseman, Emilio Bonifacio. Bonnie started the game with a triple down the right field line that hit right on the foul line. In fact, you can see the chalk kick up here in the press box, and that's exactly what the first base umpire, Mark Ripperger, saw, correctly ruling it a fair ball. And little did we know that was just the beginning for Tucson. Bonifacio in the left-handed batter's box. Pinango out of the stretch deals, and Bonnie takes a knee-high strike, a fastball at 89. And the count, no balls and 1 strike. Bonifacio 0 for 5 in last night's game. Just the second time in his last 11 that he had gone hitless. 0-1 the count to him. And Pinango's pitch. Swinging a ground ball to third, backhanded by Chavez. He throws to second. They get the out there. That's all they'll get. No chance to double up the speedy Bonifacio. And Chavez, realizing that, did a smart thing, I think. Just a nice, easy throw to second base. Didn't come up and try and fire it and risk an error. Just kind of flipped it over to LaRose right on the back. So it's a fielder's choice. Vasquez out 5-4. And that'll bring up Trent Olchen, who doubled off the wall in right center his first time up. Olchen now with 3 hits here in this series against Las Vegas, and that is a good sign for him. Olchen's struggles have been well documented. Hit just 200 in the month of May, had only 15 hits for the entire month. Came into last night 4 for his last 43. Pinango's first pitch. Olchen swings and sends a fly ball into shallow left center. Coming on for it, Xavier Paul. Racing on now, and Paul will get there to make the catch on the run. His throwback to first, not in time to get Bonifacio. 2 down in the inning with the runner at first, and that'll bring up Trot Nixon. That ball just a little pop-up, and Xavier Paul showing off his speed, able to get in and run it down. Lizarraga, the shortstop, was not going to be able to get out and make the catch. But Paul streaking in, made the catch on the run, and with 2 down here is Nixon, who laced a single to right his first time up. Trot has hit in 9 of his last 10 ball games now. And he's got 14 hits and 38 at-bats in that span. Ever since a slow start, Nixon has really gotten it going. Bonifacio over at first, good-sized lead. This may be an opportunity for him to try and take a back. Pinango out of the stretch delivers, and Nixon takes a fastball low, and the count 1 ball and no strikes. If you look over the last 25 games for Trot Nixon, his average has dipped below the 300 mark just twice. So ever since he got out of the blocks a little bit slowly, had his average down in the low 200s. In the later part of April, he has started swinging the bat like the Trot Nixon that we all know. 1-0 delivery. Nixon swings, fouls it back, and the count will go to 1 ball and 1 strike. Nixon was launching balls out during BP today. Then again, a lot of the sidewinders were. The wind during batting practice was really howling out, and a lot of the sidewinders were commenting on how easy it was. All you had to do was get the ball up in the air, and it wasn't just scraping the wall on its way out. It was getting out easily. 1 ball, 1 strike to count. Bonifacio widening that lead at first now as Pinango comes set. The 1-1 pitch to Nixon, low and outside, 2 balls, 1 strike. Now Pinango does get rid of the ball pretty quickly coming to home plate. We don't have a stopwatch on him, but he looks like he's probably somewhere in the 1-1-5 to 1-3 range, which is very good for a pitcher, and that makes it tough even when you have speed like Bonifacio. If the pitcher is getting rid of the ball that quickly, it can be very difficult to steal a base. Bonnie's stolen 12 this year. He's been caught 4 times. Turning the throw to first, and Bonifacio has to dive back in ahead of the tag from Lindsey. That was close. Bonifacio was just frozen in his tracks for a moment, but able to belly flop in before Lindsey slapped that tag on his ribcage. Outfield plays straight away against Nixon. On the infield, Vegas employs the shift. LaRose, the second baseman, is back on the outfield grass and over in the hole. The shortstop, Lizarraga, plays up the middle. Another throw to first, and Bonifacio back easily this time ahead of the tag from Lindsey. Third baseman Chavez is way off the line, playing basically deep shortstop. 2-1 the count on Nixon. Boy, Trot's been watching what's going on with some of his former teammates in Boston the last couple of days. Brawl yesterday, and then the Red Sox were bickering amongst themselves. Bonifacio runs, and there's a swing and a towering drive to right. It is hooking. It is a foul ball. Nixon knew it the whole way. He had already backed out of the box. But Ripperger, the umpire, was right on the line to make sure. That was way out of Cashman Field. I don't even know where that ball landed. Couldn't see it as it disappeared into the Vegas night. 2 balls, 2 strikes now on Nixon. Yesterday, Kevin Youkilis and Manny Ramirez got into it in the dugout at Fenway Park. And there was one replay which seemed to show Ramirez taking a swing at Youkilis. Another throw to first. Bonifacio back in ahead of Lindsey's tag. Fans don't like the call. Lindsey tried to sell that one. I think it was the right call, though. It looked like Bonifacio got his hand back in. Both Ramirez and Youkilis declined comment on the situation today other than to say everything's fine, it's a brand new day. One source told ESPNDeportes.com that the incident stemmed from Ramirez getting on Youkilis about throwing his bat after a bad AB. Now Pinongo ready, 2-2 pitch to Trot Nixon, fastball high, and that'll take the count to 3 balls and 2 strikes. According to the source, the Red Sox had a clubhouse meeting a while back where they had talked to Youkilis about how they felt like it made the entire team look bad when they're winning a game and he's down there throwing equipment around. That's at least one version of the events. But again, neither of the parties involved would comment. Most of the other players declined comment or said they didn't see it. Terry Francona just said, hey, there was some emotion down there. 3-2 to Nixon, down and in, ball 4. And Nixon draws the walk, his 40th walk of the season. First free pass issued by Pinongo tonight. And that'll bring up Jamie Dantona, who had an RBI base hit his first time up. Now for Nixon, that is his first walk in his last 3 games. He had not walked in his previous 2. And going back over his day-by-days for the season, there has only been one time this year that Trot Nixon has gone 3 straight games without drawing a walk. That was in the middle of April out in Sacramento, April 15th through the 18th at Raley Field. Played in 3 games, did not draw a walk. The rest of the season, he has not gone more than 2 without 1 free pass. Pinongo's first pitch to Dantona, curveball chopped foul in the batter's box. And the count, no balls and 1 strike. Well, you got to figure this is a big game for Jamie Dantona tonight. He had a real rough one last night. A couple of throwing errors that opened the door for that 5-run second inning for the 51s. And he did have a couple of hits at the plate, but when you make those 2 errors and right away you get in a 5-0 hole, that kind of hangs with you. So you figure Jamie is really looking for a bounce-back game here tonight. Already has 1 RBI, a chance for more. Pinongo ready, and the 0-1 delivery on the way. Fastball missing outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. With runners in scoring position this year, Jamie is hitting .367. With 2 outs as we have right now, his average only dips to .360. So he's been very good for the Sidewinders in these situations. Bonifacio at second, Nixon at first, 5-0 Tucson, top of the second. And the 1-1. Swinging a pop-up, coming back at the plate. Bennett back for a look at the screen. He's out of room. That's going to be down into the reserve seats. And the count now, 1 ball and 2 strikes. I think Jamie caught Bennett with his backswing, maybe on his left hand. And now Bennett is up behind the plate, flexing out his hand, walking around. Jamie's going to take a long walk out of the batter's box to give Bennett a moment here. He'll go put some more pine tar on his bat. Angel Campos will ask for some new baseballs. And this is all just to buy Gary Bennett a moment to try and get some feeling back in his left hand, which he continues to shake out. Right away, Jamie turned and asked Bennett if he was okay. And Bennett now, in response to a question from Campos, nods his head yes. He'll get back down behind the plate. We'll see a 1-2 pitch from Pinongo. 51s continue to shade Dantona to go the other way. Paul is very shallow in right center field right now. They 1-2 pitch. Curveball, check swing. Did he go? No, says the first base umpire, Ripperger. And that'll even the count. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Well, Jamie tempted there, but just able to check up in time as that curveball drifted off the outer edge. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Infield deep, they're straight away. Dantona went back up the middle for his RBI base hit in the first. Here's Pinongo's 2-2 delivery to the plate. And a fastball swung on, bounced foul, third base side. And we'll do it again, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Bonifacio with great speed, but as we talked about last night, playing the outfield here at Cashman is a lot like playing left field at Fenway Park, with that high wall all the way around in very shallow dimensions. The outfielders can be right on top of you. So especially on a line drive base hit, you better get a real good jump, and you better be moving if you're going to try and come around and score from second base. 2-2 the count. Pinongo ready, and the pitch. Swing and a fly ball, right center field, and well struck. This one's going to be up the alley. It's going to bang off the wall. Bonifacio has scored. Nixon to third. He'll stop there. Dantona pulls in at second with his 21st double of the season. And the Sidewinders add on. It is now a 6-0 lead. Jamie Dantona with his second RBI tonight. As that one was just a line shot off the lower third of the wall in right center field. Paul played it well, getting there quickly and turning and firing the ball back in, so Nixon could only go to third base. And that'll bring up Josh Weitzel now. That was RBI number 38 for Dantona, by the way. Weitzel picked up 3 RBIs in his first AB with a monster home run over the wall in right. Pinongo still working out of the stretch in his first pitch to Weitzel. Inside, almost hit him. Fastball that came up and in, and Weitzel turns and stares out at the mound. And the count, 1 ball and no strikes. Well, that's interesting. Although the way Pinongo is going right now, I'm not sure he has good enough control to try and hit somebody. He may have been just trying to push Weitzel off the plate, maybe set up a breaking ball here. We'll find out. 1 ball, no strikes. D'Antona now at second, Nixon at third. 6-0 Tucson in the top of the second. And Pinongo's pitch. Curveball down and in. And the count goes to 2 balls and no strikes. Well, speaking of incidents, Major League Baseball announced the suspensions today for the Red Sox and Devil Rays brawl. 3 Red Sox suspended. Coco Crisp, who charged the mound, got 7 games. John Lester got 5 for throwing at a Devil Rays batter after warnings had already been issued. And Sean Casey got 3 games. Now Pinongo's 2-0 pitch to Weitzel. Up and in, a fastball. 3 balls, no strikes. 5 Rays suspended. James Shields, who threw at Crisp, got 6 games. Johnny Gomes and Edwin Jackson, the former Las Vegas 51, 5 games each. Carl Crawford got 4. Akinori Iwamura got 3 games. I'm surprised Gomes didn't get more. I mean, he came in, he was firing haymakers from the get-go. I thought he might get the longest suspension of anybody. Here's the 3-0 pitch to Weitzel. Fastball right down the middle, called a strike. And the count will go to 3-1. All 8 players also fined undisclosed amounts. Joe Madden, the Rays manager, before tonight's game at Texas, came out and said, quote, "I want to be very clear. I defend everything our guys did. I actually feel proud of the way we handled the situation." Here's Pinongo's 3-1 pitch to Weitzel. Up high, ball 4, he lost it. And that'll load the bases for Robbie Hammock. And if you're a Vegas fan, this is the last guy you want to see coming up with the bases loaded. Hammock has just worn out the 51s this season. 9 hits in 14 at-bats with 5 RBIs. And a base hit on a 3-2 pitch in the first inning. A line drive right back up the middle. So 8 hits, 2 walks for Pinongo in an inning and 2/3. And now he will deal with Hammock, who has driven in 8 runs. He's hit in all 9 games he has played with the Sidewinders this year. And Pinongo out of the stretch deals the first pitch to the right-handed batter. Curveball, strike on the outside corner. And the count is 0-1. Interesting approach there from Joe Madden, coming out tonight and basically saying, "I'd do it again." Coco Crisp was not apologetic for charging the mound. Here's Pinongo's 0-1 to Hammock. Another curveball, line drive, left field base hit. That'll score Nixon. D'Antona coming to third. They're going to stop him there. Up with the ball is Griffin. He fires it in, cut off by Chavez. It's an RBI base hit for Robbie Hammock. And the Sidewinders now have a 7-0 lead. Hammock with his 9th RBI. And that'll bring up Wilkin Castillo. Boy, the top 6 in the Sidewinder order have just been a mystery to Miguel Pinongo tonight. The only guy in the top 6 that's made it out, Oltgen, when he popped up to center in this inning. So D'Antona now at third base. Weitzel moves up to second. Castillo hit a little looping fly ball to center in the first inning for the first out of that frame, and it drew rave reviews from the crowd here at Cashman as they came on with some sarcastic applause. Now Castillo's got a chance not to throw a knockout blow, but to really put the 51s back on the ropes. Pinongo's still out of the stretch, and the right-hander's pitch. Swing and a pop-up. Shallow left field, going out to shortstop Lizarraga. He's calling for it, and he will make the catch, and that'll end the inning. Sidewinders scored 2 more runs, but they leave the bases loaded through 1.5 here in Vegas tonight. Tucson 7, and the 51s nothing.
KWFM Tucson. Cool 1450.
Hi, you Red. Is that space?
Baseball on Cool 1450.
Inning and a half done here in Las Vegas tonight. 7-0. Tucson on top of the 51s. John Ford Griffin, Gary Bennett, Francisco Lizarraga coming up against Esmerling Vasquez. John Ford Griffin hitting .275. He's got 4 home runs and 31 RBIs. Vasquez looked sharp in the bottom of the first inning. Allowed a double to Chavez, line drive to right center, then walked Xavier Paul. But the outs he recorded very easy. Got John Lindsay on a good changeup for strike 3, and then got Repko and LaRoche on shallow pops to Robbie Hammock, the left fielder. So we'll see how he fares here against John Ford Griffin. Now a 7-run cushion for us, Maryland Vasquez. Vasquez in that first inning threw 18 pitches. Meanwhile, Miguel Pinango has thrown 49 pitches through his first 2 innings. And to tell you the truth, it could be even worse than that. But the Sidewinders have done some of their damage very early in the count. First pitch to John Ford Griffin, a changeup in there for a called strike. And the count is 0-1. Well, as Maryland Vasquez, a little bit like Billy Buckner, that when that changeup is going for him, he's got a chance to be real good. The 0-1 swing and a miss. Breaking ball that time, and quickly the count, no balls and 2 strikes. We've seen what the changeup has done for Buckner this season. And for Vasquez, that changeup again has looked better and better his last couple of outings, complementing his fastball. Here's the windup, the 0-2 pitch to John Ford Griffin, and that's low and outside. And the count will go to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Griffin last night played the first 7 innings before coming out in the 8th. He had a couple of hits, a double, a single. He was also hit by a pitch and scored a run. The 1-2 delivery from Vasquez, fastball high. And the count goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Griffin actually had 2 runs total in the game last night, ended up 2 for 3, and then came out in a double switch in that 8th inning. Greg Jacobs took over for him. 2-2 delivery from Vasquez, swinging a fly ball left center field. Hammock racing back, so is the center fielder Olsen, and nobody's going to get it. It's off the wall. Olsen plays to Karam and fires back in, but Griffin pulling in at second with a double. So 2 hits for the 51s tonight. They are both doubles. The leadoff man at second base, and that'll bring up the catcher, Gary Bennett, who is here on a rehab assignment.
Catcher, Gary Bennett.
10 games with the Dodgers this year. Bennett was just 4 for 21. One of his hits a home run. He drove in 4. So Bennett against Vasquez here with a runner at second and nobody out. 7-0 Tucson. Well, it hurts for Vasquez. He had Griffin down in the count. No balls, 2 strikes, and then comes back to give up a double on a 2-2 pitch. Here's the first pitch to the right-handed hitting Bennett, and a fastball low and in. 1 ball with no strikes. Bennett has one of those Robbie Hammock-style bats, only his is not exactly the cherry color. It's a little lighter, almost a shade of orange. Waving it out towards the mound as Vasquez stares in at Castillo, trying to pick up the signs right now. Vasquez now nods yes. And the 1-0 delivery to Gary Bennett. And that's a changeup over the outside corner for a called strike. And the count is now 1-1. Outfield for Tucson plays straight away. Infield the same. Bonifacio playing back on the rim of the outfield grass at second base. Already that infield starting to dry out. And that's when it becomes a very tough infield to play. Vasquez kicks the 1-1 pitch. Fastball low and outside, 2-1. Some of the Sidewinder players were saying during batting practice today that playing on this field with the grass cut as short as it is and the infield as rock hard as it is, it's like playing on some of the old artificial turf surfaces. The way the ball hops and just scoots through the infield. Here's the 2-1 delivery from Vasquez. And that's off speed, called a strike on the inside corner. And the count is now 2-2. Some of the guys were saying that last night they had to change their spikes because they just weren't able to dig in the way they would want at the plate. And as the night wore on, it just got worse and worse as the dirt began to dry out. 2-2 here on Gary Bennett. 7-0 Tucson. We're in the bottom of the second inning. Vasquez a look back at second base. And now the pitch. Fastball low and in. That one at 92. And now the count has gone to 3 balls and 2 strikes. Well, this is the Esmeralda Vasquez we have seen this year. Very sharp at times, and at other times he just loses it, and it can go very quickly for him. I mean, he could come back here and just throw a beautiful pitch and strike out Bennett. You never know. From one pitch to the next even. 3-2 delivery on the way to the rehabbing catcher. Here it is. Missed up and in, ball 4. Tried to change up, and he walks Gary Bennett, his second walk of the game. 2 on, nobody out. And that'll bring up the shortstop, Francisco Lizarraga. Lizarraga is just 4 for 26 with Vegas. He's playing in his 11th game. That's a 154 average, no home runs and an RBI. Vasquez looking for a ground ball here that could get him a couple of outs with the pitcher due up next. Here's the first one, and Lizarraga takes a fastball into the knees for a called strike. And the count is 0-1. Around the division tonight, Fresno rained out in Tacoma. Sacramento is hosting Portland. Rivercats have a 1-0 lead. That game in the bottom of the fourth. Sacramento 7 games up on Las Vegas, 8.5 on Fresno, 15.5 on Tucson. The 0-1 fastball inside, moving Lizarraga back off the plate. And the count is now 1-1 strike. And now Castillo is going to go out to the mound and have a little visit with Vasquez. By the way, there's a final in from Miami tonight. The University of Arizona knocked off the top-ranked Miami Hurricanes 6-3 in Game 1 of their best-of-3 Super Regionals. So congratulations to Andy Lopez and his club. They need one more win to advance to the College World Series in Omaha. Here's Vasquez, 1-1 delivery, low and outside to Lizarraga, and the count 2-1 strike. This is a guy here that, if Vasquez was sharp, just try and throw him some good sinkers and get that ground ball. But, of course, as we talked about just a moment ago, that's been the problem for Vasquez, is he just hasn't been able to maintain any consistency so far. The 2-1 pitch to Lizarraga, and that's swung on, hit in the air to right center field, and that's trouble. Up the alley, and it's going to go to the wall. That'll score at least one. Griffin is in. Bennett's getting waved around. He's on his way to the plate. Bonifacio will not make the relay throw. Bennett scores from first. It's a 2-run double for Lizarraga, and it's now a 7-2 ball game. RBIs number 2 and 3 for Francisco Lizarraga. And that'll bring up Miguel Pinango. I told you last night, but I was going to say this a lot over the next couple of days. You are never out of a game here at Cashman Field. And the Sidewinders' 7-run lead now down to 5. Here comes Pinango, and he will try and bunt. It's off the plate, back towards the mound. Vasquez and Castillo have a miscommunication, but Castillo finally picks it up, throws to first in time to retire Pinango. The sacrifice successful 2-4 as Lizarraga goes to third. And now back to the top of the lineup for Repco. Castillo and Vasquez were sitting there looking at each other. And fortunately, Castillo has a strong arm. He was able to pick it up and fire it over to first base. So here is Repco. Sidewinders will leave the infield back up by 5. And the first pitch, Repco swings and misses way out in front of the changeup. And the count, 0 balls and 1 strike. Repco popped out to shallow left field his first time up. 7-2, Sidewinders on top. Lizarraga down the line at third. Castillo running through the signs. Vasquez nods yes. And the 0-1 pitch. Fastball strike on the outside corner. Good pitch at 90. And the count quickly, 0 balls and 2 strikes. Outfield straight away. Infield back deep all the way around. Vasquez looking for the strikeout. The 0-2 pitch to Jason Repco. Curveball way outside. And the count 1 ball and 2 strikes. That's been the problem with the Vasquez curveball, is he's not been able to start it in the middle of the plate and have it break away, or on the outside corner and break away. It just seems to start way off the plate and then sail well wide. Hitters aren't even tempted. The 1-2 pitch, check swing roller foul. That'll skip off the fence near the 51's dugout and ping-pong around in the stands before a fan down there picks it up. And it's still 1 ball and 2 strikes on Repco's, driven in 15 runs this season, working his way back from a torn hamstring that kept him out all of 2007. Vasquez out of the stretch, the 1-2 pitch. And that's way outside, a fastball at 93, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Vasquez with that slender build, listed at 6'1", 173. Maybe generous on the 173 side of things. Native of the Dominican Republic. The 2-2 pitch to Jason Repco. And that swung on, hit high and deep and foul down the left field line. Repco is way out in front. And that'll end up on the little grass hill out there next to the party tent that is set up down the left field line that is occupied tonight. Another good crowd here in Vegas. Had almost 7,000 here last night Will probably be somewhere in that vicinity again tonight. Fireworks to follow the game. Another 2-2 pitch from Vasquez. Swinging a fly ball right center field. Olsen on the run. Going back. He's got this one lined up. He'll make the catch. Tagging at third and jogging in is Lizarraga. And it's now a 7-3 ball game. Repko just got underneath that a little bit. And that allowed Olsen to go back and make the play. It'll be the 16th RBI of the season for Repko. Two down in the frame now. That'll bring up Angel Chavez. Chavez doubled to right center his first time up. So the 51s with a 3-run bottom of the second inning here. They're back within slam range, and Chavez lost one out to right. Coming on for it is Nixon. Stopping in his tracks now. He'll make the catch, and that will end the inning. But the 51s scored 3 runs. They do it on just 2 hits, no errors, nobody left. We will go to the third. Sidewinders 7, Las Vegas 3.
Every Saturday night, the Sidewinders will give away free souvenirs to the first 1,500 fans with paid admission.
Cool 1450.
Dr. Glenn.
We are into the top of the third inning tonight. 7-3, Sidewinders on top of Las Vegas. Boy, if you like offense, this is the place to be here tonight. Jesus Mershon will lead off against Miguel Pinango, who has allowed 7 runs on 9 hits through the first 2 innings. He retired Mershon on a 5-4-3 double play to end the first inning. The 7 and 8 hitters, Pinango has dominated. Everybody else has dominated him. First pitch to Mershon, low and outside a fastball, 1 ball and no strikes. You take a look at the top part of the Sidewinders order. Bonifacio 1 for 2, Olsen 1 for 2. Nixon 1 for 1 with a walk. D'Antona 2 for 2. Here's the pitch to Mershon, swinging a foul down the right field line. Lindsey on the run, over for a look, and that's going to be into the seats. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Weitzel 1 for 1 with a walk and a 3-run homer. Hammocks 2 for 2. And then Vasquez in the 9th spot is 1 for 1. But Castillo and Mershon combined are 0 for 3, and neither one of them has hit the ball hard. Castillo with a couple of pop-ups. And Mershon, that routine ground ball to third that started the inning-ending twin killing in the first. 1 ball, 1 strike. Pinango looking in at Bennett. Here's the windup and the delivery home. And Mershon swings and lines 1 foul down the third base side. And that'll take the count to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Mentioned Jesus with a 6-game hitting streak. He had another double last night. Talk about another guy that has been piling up the extra base hits, especially for someone that is really not known for his extra base work. 1-2 pitch, curveball, low and outside. And the count 2 balls and 2 strikes. But for Mershon, he has doubled now in 3 consecutive ball games. And in 4 of his last 6. 2-2 the count. Pinango has the sign. Here's the delivery home. And that is a fastball low. And that'll take the count to 3 balls and 2 strikes. We're going to be here a while tonight, folks. Buckle in. We are already past the 1-hour mark in this game, and we have completed all of 2 innings. 10 runs on 12 hits combined between the 2 clubs. This is going to be a Cashman Field special here tonight. The windup, the 3-2 pitch, and that swung on and missed, strike 3. Mershon chased a 90-mile-an-hour fastball that looked like it was off the plate. And Pinango gets his first strikeout, and that'll bring up Esmerling Vasquez. He singled his first time up on a bouncing ball in between third and short. And my guess is that Pinango may show Vasquez the curveball in this at-bat after giving him primarily fastballs his first time up. That's what Vasquez got for his base hit. First pitch from Pinango, fastball swung on and missed. Vasquez had a big rip at it. And the count, no balls and 1 strike. Vasquez has a pretty decent swing at the plate. Not real sure how good his approach is, though, yet. Pretty free swinger. Here's the next one. Curveball, swung on and missed. And the count, no balls and 2 strikes. Vasquez right now is trying to hit a home run. He hit a couple out in BP today. And he's going for a bomb right here. He has taken 2 huge swings at the first pitch, first couple of pitches from Pinango. The 0-2 delivery on the way. Swing and a bouncer foul back of home. And the count still no balls and 2 strikes. Outfield has Vasquez shaded around towards right. Paul, the center fielder, shallow. The right fielder, Repko, the same. He's over towards the line. Now another 0-2 pitch. Fastball missing outside. Vasquez took that one. And the count 1 ball and 2 strikes. Well, both hits that Vasquez has this year have been legitimate. A hard line drive for a base hit in Albuquerque and a ground ball single here tonight. The 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss, strike three. Chased a curveball in the dirt. And Pinango has back-to-back strikeouts to open up the third inning. So here is Emilio Bonifacio. Well, we have not sniffed anything even resembling a 1-2-3 inning tonight. But now Pinango is right on the doorstep. Facing Bonifacio is 1 for 2. He has tripled, reached on a fielder's choice, and scored a couple of runs. We'll see how Pinango fares now against the top of the lineup. These guys have just destroyed him tonight. Working from the first base side of the rubber, feet spread wide apart. The windup and the pitch, and Bonifacio bunts towards first. Lindsey coming on. This is going to be a tough play. Flip to Pinango, not in time. That's an infield bunt single. If Bonifacio can do that, there's not many people in this league that are going to be able to throw him out. There's no chance Lindsey could beat Bonifacio to the bag. All he could do was flip to Pinango, and he didn't even get to the base. So Bonifacio's got his second hit tonight, the 10th for Tucson. And that'll bring up Trent Olchin, who was a late addition to the lineup last night, picked up a couple of hits. Tim Raines Jr. fouled the ball off his foot in Fresno the other night. Kind of a freak thing. Raines was trying to bunt, and the ball went straight down and actually hit his back foot. And he's got a guard covering that. He did come out and take batting practice today. And Raines told Bill Plummer that he is okay if Plum would need to use him later in the game tonight defensively or as a pinch hitter. Raines not only hit, he ran the bases and has pronounced himself ready to go, maybe back in the starting lineup tomorrow. Pinango will turn and throw to first, and Bonifacio goes diving back to the bag. Boy, Lindsey's really trying to sell Mark Ripperger over there. Every time he's tagged Bonifacio, has held that glove up, showing it to Ripperger as if he's saying, I got him. Now Bonifacio gets up, and he's walking around gingerly away from first. He's okay, though, takes his lead again. And Olchin still standing, waiting in the batter's box. Now Pinango set. And another throw to first. That one is a close play, but Bonifacio able to get back in. Pinango's got quick feet. He really turns and gets rid of the ball in a hurry, and a couple of times he's frozen Bonifacio. But he has been able to get in ahead of those tags from Lindsey. 7-3, Sidewinders on top here in the top of the third inning. Olchin waiting patiently. Pinango set. Now the pitch. Fastball swung on club foul straight back. And the count, no balls and one strike. We've been talking about Olchin's struggles. One of the reasons for his struggles, he's really been collapsing his backside as he comes through on his swing. I mean, as soon as he starts, you can see it even from up here. That back shoulder drops down, his hands drop down. And what that causes is you to get under just about everything. Another throw to first from Pinango, this time Bonifacio back easily. And it's something that he's really been trying to work through in batting practice. Every day, Joel Youngblood pays very close attention to Olchin's rounds of BP. Somewhat similar to what Donnie Kelly was going through a couple of weeks ago. Now Pinango's 0-1, swinging a fly ball to left, softly hit, coming on for it, John Ford Griffin. He's there in shallow left, makes the catch, and that'll end the inning. No runs, a hit, no errors, a man left. Through 2.5 in Vegas tonight. Sidewinders 7 and the 51s 3.
Dear Everlasting. Cross Blue Shield of Arizona is an independent licensee of the Blue Cross and Blue Shield Association.
The ALS Association and Minor League Baseball are partnered to.
Here we go to the bottom of the third. 7-3, Sidewinders on top of Las Vegas, and we'll check the Sidewinders injury report here. It's brought to you by Blue Cross and Blue Shield. We mentioned Tim Raines Jr. not in the lineup again tonight, but he is available later on. He has a bruised left foot, fouling a bunt off his left foot the other night. Other than that, the Sidewinders relatively healthy. Matt Morgan got through last night's game okay, even though he had a little bit of swelling on the inside of his right leg after blocking a ball in Fresno the other night. The disabled list has the familiar names of John Kudlangas, Clint Kuchar, Matt Green, and Javier Brito. The Sidewinders injury report brought to you by Blue Cross and Blue Shield. Xavier Paul will lead off for Las Vegas here in the bottom of the third inning. Paul walked against Vasquez back in the first. Left-handed batter, and Vasquez into the windup delivers. Xavier Paul shows bunt and fouls one back to the screen as that pitch came up and in on it. And the count, no balls and 1 strike. This is kind of a big inning here for Vasquez. He allowed 3 runs in the second inning to cut the 7-0 lead to 7-3. You know, Vegas scores a run or 2 here in this inning. Suddenly we've got a ball game again. And that comfort level the Sidewinders had just a little while ago would be gone. So Vasquez needs a strong inning of work here in the third. The windup in the 0-1 pitch to Paul. And that's way outside and low. And the count 1 ball and 1 strike. D'Antona up in front of the bag at third base, right near the cut of the grass. The rest of the infield is straight away and deep. The 1-1 delivery from Vasquez, change up high, and the count will go to 2 balls and 1 strike. Xavier Paul, a .289 average, 5 home runs and 33 RBIs. Played in last night's game, hit in the third spot in the order, had 2 hits, scored a couple of runs. And the 2-1 delivery to him, strike on the outside corner, change up at 76. And the count now 2 balls, 2 strikes. Paul had a 2-run single off Metters in the 8th inning that preceded John Lindsay's 3-run home run. 2-2 delivery from Vasquez, fastball way outside. And the count 3 balls and 2 strikes. So Paul now in 6 games, or make it 5 games against Tucson, 10 hits and 23 at bats. 435 average. 3-2 delivery on the way, low and outside, ball 4. He's walked another one. That is the 3rd walk tonight for Esmerling Vasquez, the 2nd time that he has lost Paul. And that'll bring up John Lindsay, who he struck out with a good changeup back in the 1st inning. So add him up, 3 walks for Vasquez tonight, 26 on the season, in 25 in the 3rd innings. And that goes along with 7 hit batsmen. Here's Vasquez's first pitch with Paul running. It's a strike. Castillo's throw from his knees is not in time, and Paul's got a stolen base. The throw was on 1 hop, and Bonifacio tried to pick it and make a sweeping tag at the same time. He did pick it, but missed Paul, who gets his 11th stolen base of the year in 14 attempts, and he's in scoring position. The count, no balls and 1 strike on John Lindsay. So here come the 51s threatening again. And this game is a little tenuous right now. The 0-1 delivery. Curveball strike on the outside corner. That's a beauty. And the count, no balls, 2 strikes. I mean, there have been games here just over the last couple of years where the Sidewinders have scored early. You were feeling really, really good about things. And suddenly, a couple innings later, you look up there and say, what in the world happened? Even that 2006 team had a couple of games here that got a little worrisome after they had jumped out to big leads. 0-2 the count. And Vasquez delivers to Lindsay. Curveball outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. There was a game here in 06 that was a little bit like tonight where the Sidewinders had a big first inning and then suddenly kind of shut the offense down, and they ended up losing the game. Lost late when Casey Daigle gave up a home run. Last year the Sidewinders in 51s had a crazy game here where they just mirrored each other. 1-2 pitch. Fastball up and into Lindsay. 2 balls, 2 strikes. In that game, the Sidewinders would score 2, Vegas would score 2. Sidewinders would score 3, Vegas would score 3. It just went back and forth all night long. Until the Sidewinders finally came through with a big inning late. Won that game something like 18-10. There's Vasquez 2-2 pitch. Lindsay swings, line drive, left field, base hit. Coming to third, it's Paul. They're going to wave him around. Hammock's throw to the plate will be cut off by D'Antona. Paul scores standing up, and it's now a 7-4 game. A walk, a stolen base, and a single. And guess what, folks? You've got a ball game. RBI number 41 for John Lindsay. And it's just a 3-run deficit for the 51s now. And here is Andy LaRoche, who got jammed his first time up and popped up to shallow left field. Vasquez delivers to the plate. A fastball called a strike on the inside corner to LaRoche. And the count 0-1. So a 7-0 lead has now become 7-4. And the 51s are 1 hit away from bringing the tying run to the plate. Here's the 0-1 from Esmerling Vasquez. Curveball very high. And that'll run the count to 1 ball and 1 strike. Taking a look at some other scores from around the Pacific Coast League tonight. Doubleheader in Omaha between the Cubs and Royals. 1-1 pitch to LaRoche. Low and in. 2 balls, 1 strike. Iowa won game 1 9-2. They won game 2 13-2. Now Mike Parrott's going to ask for time and head out to the mound to talk to Vasquez. Nashville beat Albuquerque 4-2 tonight. New Orleans over Oklahoma 8-6. Round Rock is leading Memphis 10-5. That game in the bottom of the 9th. Top of the 8th in Colorado Springs. Salt Lake leads the Sky Sox 6-4. And Sacramento now has a 3-1 lead on Portland in the bottom of the 5th inning. Fresno and Tacoma rained out up at Cheney Stadium. And now the wave has begun to circulate around Cashman Field. These fans got to do something to keep themselves entertained. They've come for the fireworks, and they're going to have a long wait tonight before they see that. 7-4 Tucson, and we're just in the bottom of the 3rd inning. There's Vasquez, 2-1 pitch to LaRoche. Swing and a drive. Deep left field. Hammock will just watch, and it is gone. Home run number 5 for Amy LaRoche. And now it is a 1-run game. 7-6. A walk, a stolen base, a single, and a 2-run homer. It's a 1-run game. Nobody out here in the inning. And that'll bring up John Ford Griffin. And Griffin doubled his last time up. The pitch from Vasquez. Fastball way outside. And the count 1 ball and no strikes. Well, for all those people who always snicker every time I say you're never out of a game at Cashman Field, you're seeing it right here tonight. There's a changeup high to Griffin, 2-0. And the Sidewinders now will scurry the bullpen. Dustin Bland begins to get loose. The windup in the 2-0 pitch from Vasquez, swinging a tap off the plate right back to the mound. Grabbed by Vasquez, he turns and fires to first. Griffin is down 1-3. And with 1 out, that'll bring up the catcher, Gary Bennett. Now the 51s have a grand total of 5 hits in this game. And they have scored 6 runs. Last night, Vegas had 13 runs on just 10 hits. So you talk about maximizing your hits. That's exactly what the 51s have done so far in this series. Gary Bennett takes a fastball sailing inside, 1-0. And now we're back to Vasquez just missing badly, seemingly with every other pitch. Well, it has just been a battle for him. The 1-0 pitch, that's a changeup too high, 2 balls, no strikes. The other problem is right now everything is up. And in this ballpark, you better have about a 98-mile-an-hour fastball if you're going to pitch up with any kind of success. 2-0 the count. And the delivery to Bennett. Way inside. 3 balls, no strikes. That fastball was at 88, and it almost hit Bennett. And now Vasquez will take a walk around the side of the mound. The way he's going right now, he may not survive this 3rd inning. His pitch count has suddenly climbed to up over 60. He's about to throw his 64th pitch of the game right here to Bennett. The 3-0, and that's a fastball right down the middle for a strike. And the count goes to 3-1. Sidewinders with 5 in the first, 2 in the second. Vegas 3 in the second. Now 3 more here in the 3rd. And with just 1 out, Bennett in a good hitter's count. 3 balls and 1 strike. Here's the windup and the pitch. Off speed, outside, off Castillo's glove, back to the screen, another walk. The 4th walk tonight issued by Vasquez. The 2nd time he's walked Gary Bennett. And that'll bring up Francisco Lizarraga, the shortstop, who came into tonight 4 for 26. But he laced a 2-run double to right center in the 2nd inning against Vasquez. Middle infield now will look for 2. Weitzel will play right in front of Bennett at first. And the pitch from Vasquez, very high, very outside, a changeup, 1-0. And now Vasquez snatches the ball back from Castillo. First signs that Vasquez is getting a little frustrated. Bill Plummer leaning out over the dugout railing, watching the proceedings unfold. Here's the 1-0, swinging a pop-up foul back to the right. And it's now 1 ball and 1 strike. Mike Parrott right next to Plum. Punch down and his familiar crouch over there. I'm not sure how Bird does that with the bad knee that he has. He manages to do it, though, almost the entire time his pitchers are on the mound. He's down in that crouch, whether at home or on the road, always finds a spot. Here's a 1-1 to Lizarraga. Check swing on a high fastball. He may have gone. They're not even going to appeal it. Castillo wants one. They won't get it. 2 balls, 1 strike. Well, I'll tell you what, that was awfully close. Lizarraga turned away from that pitch, and the barrel of the bat was right out there near the front of the plate, but Angel Campos says no need for an appeal. Here's the 2-1 from Vasquez. Very high, very inside, a changeup, 3-1. Vasquez may be getting close to the end here. If he loses Lizarraga, Pinango may be the last batter that he faces in this game. 3 balls, 1 strike. Vasquez ready, and the pitch. Swinging a line drive, base hit center field. Gary Bennett will go to second. Francisco Lizarraga is 2 for 2 in this game. And that'll bring up Pinango, who had a sacrifice bunt his first time up. That may be in the cards again. Pinango, 0 for 10 on the season. Has 4 sacrifice bunts now. Has struck out a couple of times. Here comes Bill Plummer. They're not even going to let Vasquez face Pinango. Well, I'm surprised by that. I thought they'd at least let him face the pitcher. But Plum is going to come take the baseball, and Vasquez will leave. Handed a 7-0 lead tonight. He could not get through 3 innings. A frustrating night for him. Vasquez will exit. Glant is coming in.
On Cool 1450.
Right-hander Dustin Glant on to work for Tucson here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. 7-6 sidewinders. Vegas has a couple of runners on base, 1 down, and Miguel Pinango, the pitcher, is up there. Possibly to lay down a bunt, which he did his first time. Glant out of the stretch, and Pinango does square around, and the pitch is bunted foul behind home plate. And the count 0-1. Glant coming on to appear for the 20th time. 0-1, a 7.42 ERA. In 30 and a third innings, he's given up 46 hits. 31 runs, 25 earned, 15 walks, 23 strikeouts, and the league hitting .336 against him. As Merrill Vasquez goes 2 and a third innings tonight after being handed a 7-0 lead. Here's Glant's 0-1 pitch, and Pinango bunts off the plate back towards the mound. Glant down to get it, scoops it up, throws to first, and Pinango is out. He's got his 5th sacrifice of the season. As Bennett moves to third base, Lizarraga to second. And back to the top of the lineup now, Jason Repko will come up with a couple of guys in scoring position. And now a base hit to give the 51s the lead. Repko 0 for 1. He had a sac fly his last time, his 16th RBI of the season, a pitch that he just missed. Got underneath it and skied out to center. Glant kicks and fires, and a slider to Repko is called strike 1 on the inside corner. Vasquez still responsible for the 2 runners out there. Bennett at third, Lizarraga at second. 7-6 Tucson on top. Repko waiting as Glant comes set. And now the 0-1 pitch. And that swung on, soft line drive, caught by Weitzel at first, and that'll end the inning. Repko got jammed there and wasn't able to get a lot on it, and Weitzel playing well off the line, went over, snatched it out of the air, and the inning ends with the Sidewinders still in the lead. But Vegas scores 3 runs in the inning. They do it on 3 hits, no errors, 2 men left on base. We will go to the 4th, Sidewinders 7, Las Vegas 6. Weitzel waiting in the batter's box, now Pinango's 1-0 pitch. Fastball, strike on the outside corner. And the count is now 1-1. Webb did not allow a hit until the 5th inning in the ball game tonight. He's permitted only 1 extra base hit in his last 2 starts. This is swinging a high pop-up foul third base side, and that'll be into the seats. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Jason Bay had an RBI double in the 6th inning against him tonight. 11 wins and 13 starts for Webb. He has gotten decision every time he has gone out there. Boy, you don't see that very often. And Webb again helped himself at an RBI base hit. He's done that a couple of times this year. Now, nobody's going to tell you that Webb is a great hitter. But there have been a couple of starts where he's gotten some key base hits, one against the Giants earlier this year. 1-2 pitch to Weitzel. There's a swing and a drive to right on the line, going back and over the head of Repko. One hop up against the fence. Weitzel's digging for two. Here's the throw, and Josh is out by 10 feet. It was a laser beam line drive over Repko's head. He played it perfectly. Did not go all the way back to the wall. He just turned and waited for the carom, played it, and fired a strike to second base. And Weitzel had no shot. He'll get a single, and he is out 9-6 at second to end the inning. No runs, a hit, no errors, nobody left. We'll go to the bottom of the fourth. Tucson 7 and Las Vegas 6.
Special Olympics.
Water 7, Las Vegas 6, bottom of the fourth inning. And it'll be Angel Chavez, the third baseman, to lead off against Dustin Glant, who came on and recorded the final 2 outs of that third inning. Stranded a couple of runners on base. And now Angel Chavez, who is 1 for 2, a double and a fly ball to right, stands in. And Glant's first pitch swung on and missed, slider down and away. And the count, no balls and 1 strike. The final line on Esmerling Vasquez tonight, 2 1/3 innings, 6 hits, 6 runs all earned, 4 walks, 1 strikeout. 70 pitches, 35 strikes, and Glant delivers a fastball that's popped up to third. Jamie D'Antona coming on, makes the catch in fair territory. And Chavez out on a broken bat pop. 1 down here in the fourth inning, and that'll bring up Xavier Paul, the center fielder, who walked twice against Vasquez tonight. He had the stolen base, and he has scored a run. Glant looks like he's dropping down a little bit on his fastballs from time to time tonight. He's always been a straight over the top thrower, and his first pitch to Chavez was a slider. He came straight over the top, but on that fastball, looked like he lowered his arm angle a little bit. See what he does here on the first pitch to Paul. He kicks, he delivers, and a fastball missing outside, 1-0. Yeah, it looks like he's dropped his arm angle a little bit. Could be just the angle we're looking at. We're off to the first base side of home plate here, so it's not the greatest angle in the world, but it sure looks like it. Now the 1-0 pitch, and that is down low. The count will go to 2 balls and no strikes. Don't book it, though. I don't want anybody quoting me on that from this angle. Now the 2-0 delivery from Dustin Glant to Xavier Paul. That's right over the top. Swung on, lifted to shallow left field. That one's going to drop in for a base hit. Hammock coming on, will let Mershon play it. Paul digging for second. Here's the throw, and he is in safely with a double. That little blooper that fell in. Now, I think Xavier Paul probably would have had a double anyway, but Jesus Mershon needs to let Robbie Hammock pick up that ball because Mershon is moving towards the line. All his momentum is going away from where he needs to make the throw. Hammock was right there. If you let him pick it up, he's got a clean look at second base. That'll bring up John Lindsay. Paul the tying run. And Glant's first pitch to Lindsay, a fastball inside, and the count 1 ball and no strikes. Well, Xavier Paul just continues to find ways to get it done against Tucson. Didn't hit that hard, but placed it perfectly. And now 1 base hit could bring this game even. The 1-0 to Lindsay. Slider, strike. And the count will go to 1-1. Lindsay a strikeout back in the first inning, and then had an RBI single in the third inning. 7-6 Tucson. We're in the bottom of the fourth inning. Glant set. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. And that's a strike, knee high on the inside corner. Well, the radar gun had that at 92 miles an hour. Now, the radar gun here is known to be a little bit fast. They were actually working on it before the game today. I don't know if that velocity reading is more accurate, but they've had Glant a couple of times at 92, 93. Usually he does not throw that hard, but whatever he's doing, it's working right now against Lindsay. Ahead in the count, 1-2. Ball away from second. Glant set. Long pause by Glant. Lindsay will ask for time and back out of the box. Now, we told you the Diamondbacks get that victory tonight. That is a much-needed road win for Arizona. They have struggled terribly away from Chase Field. 1-2 pitch to Lindsay. Strike three called. Got him at the knees with a fastball, clocked at 93. Big strikeout for Dustin Glantz. Second time tonight, Lindsay is K'd. And with 2 down, that'll bring up Andy LaRoche, who launched a 2-run home run his last time up to bring this game to within a run. LaRoche with 5 home runs now, 25 RBIs on the season. Glant ready, and the first pitch on the way. LaRoche takes a fastball high, 1-0. That win for the Diamondbacks, just their 12th on the road this season. They are 12-16 now away from Chase Field. 21-12 at home. They're 20-8 against their own division. They 1-0 pitch to LaRoche. There's a big swing and a miss, and the count now 1 ball and 1 strike. Other finals in the National League tonight. Colorado beat Milwaukee 6-4. Rockies had a 5-run 8th. San Diego leading the Mets 2-1. That game is in the 7th. Dodgers 2, Cubs nothing. They're in the 5th. Cincinnati beat Florida 11-3. Philly over Atlanta 4-3 and 10. Lance pitch on the way to LaRoche. In at the knees for a called strike. And the count will go to 1-2. San Francisco beat Washington 10-1. Tim Lincecum goes to 8-1. Houston over St. Louis 6-1. Lance 1-2 pitch to Andy LaRoche. Here it is. Slider just missed the outside corner. That definitely came from a lower arm angle. Tried to sweep that across the plate and just barely missed with it. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Andy LaRoche. White Sox beat the Twins 10-6 in the AL. Tampa Bay 12, Texas 4. Lance 2-2 delivery. Swinging a chop off the plate coming towards third. It's foul. That hit LaRoche on the foot. It's a foul ball. And it's still 2 balls and 2 strikes. Baltimore over Toronto 6-5. Kansas City 2, Yankees 1. Cleveland beat Detroit 4-2. Seattle blanked Boston 8-0. Angels in Oakland tonight. LA leading by a score of 3-1. Top of the 8th inning. Only run for the A's. A home run by the former Sidewinder Jack Cust, his 10th of the year. 2-2 on Andy LaRoche. Lance pitch. Slider, line drive, base hit right field. That's going to tie the game. Rounding third and coming to the plate is Paul. Over to pick it up is Nixon. He'll fire it into second. And we've got a 7-7 contest. Third RBI tonight for Andy LaRoche. And that 7-0 lead that Tucson has gone.
Number 49, John Ford Griffin.
So that'll bring up John Ford Griffin, who was doubled and grounded back to the mound. Lance first pitch to him, low and inside, 1 ball and no strikes. Now this is an offensive-friendly ballpark. But when you get a 7-0 lead, your pitching staff needs to step up. And the Sidewinders pitching staff has not done that so far tonight. Now Glantz 1-0 coming to Griffin. Here it is. And that swung on. Hit foul off his foot. Rolling out towards the bag at second. It'll be a foul ball. 1 ball and 1 strike. Now in Glantz's defense, the only what you would call legitimate hit he's given up in this inning is that line drive there by LaRoche. Paul's double was just a little bloop that fell into shallow left field. 1 ball, 1 strike to count on John Ford Griffin. Mentioned the Rockies beat the Brewers tonight 6-4. Matt Holliday went out on his rehab assignment today. The 1-1 high and outside. And 1 strike on John Ford Griffin. Holliday was supposed to start his rehab yesterday, but they had some rain in Colorado Springs. I know, shocker. And because of the wet field, they didn't want to take any chances, so they delayed it until today. Lance 2-1 pitch. Griffin swings, little pop, left center field. That will drop, base hit. LaRoche stops at second base. And John Ford Griffin's got his second hit tonight. Third hit of the inning for the 51s. And that'll bring up Gary Bennett with runners at first and second and 2 outs. Bennett has walked in both of his plate appearances tonight. Colorado Springs right now is batting in the bottom of the 9th inning against Salt Lake. They trail the Bees by a score of 8-5. Holiday 0 for 2 in the game with a walk and a couple of strikeouts. He started in left field tonight. He has since left the ball game. Sky Sox have all kinds of guys there on rehab right now. Here's Glant's first pitch to Gary Bennett. A fastball missing inside. And the count 1 ball and no strikes. In addition to Holiday being in a Colorado Springs uniform, Brad Hopp, Luis Vizcaíno, and Jason Hirsch are also on rehab. Glant's pitch. Strike right in there to Gary Bennett. And the count will even up now. It's 1 ball and 1 strike from the veteran catcher. 7-7 game, bottom of the 4th inning. Still tons of baseball to be played here tonight. LaRoche, the go-ahead run at second base. Glant looks back there. Here's the kick, the 1-1 offering. That's swung on, chopped over the mound towards short, taken by Mershon. He'll step on the bag, and that'll end the inning. But the 51s tie it up. They get a run on 3 hits, no errors, 2 men left. We'll go to the 5th inning. Brand new ball game here in Vegas tonight. It is 7-7.
Stand by for transmission.
Have you heard? There's a new nightclub in Tucson that people are talking about. On Cool 1450. Sidewinders Baseball on Cool 1450.
Seven ball game, top of the 5th inning. Here's Robbie Hammock to lead off against Miguel Pinango. He's 2 for 2 tonight. And the first pitch, fastball, swung on and missed. And the count, no balls and 1 strike. Hammock a base hit back in the 1st inning. That was the last of 6 consecutive hits the Sidewinders had against Pinango in the 1st inning. And then had an RBI base hit to left in the 2nd. Here's the windup, the 0-1. Hammock swings, fly ball, center field, well struck. Paul turning and running, back at the track, at the wall, it's over his head and off the center field fence. Hammock around first, going to second, and Robbie Hammock with a 433-foot double to straightaway center field. He is 3 for 3 tonight, and that is the 12th hit in this game for Tucson. Robbie Hammock loves hitting against Las Vegas. That is Hammock's 11th hit in 16 at-bats against the 51s this year. And that ball was clubbed in just about any other park in this league, outside of maybe Tacoma. That is a home run. Hit just to the left of the 433 sign out there, and maybe 10 feet below it. Now Wilkin Castillo, who's 0 for 2 against Pinango. And the right-hander's first pitch. Castillo bunts towards first. Pinango down to get it. He will wait for the second baseman LaRoche to get over to the bag. Fires there in time. Castillo is out. And the sacrifice successful, 1-4, as Hammock moves to third base. So that is an interesting decision by Bill Plummer and the Sidewinders. This is a 7-7 game in the 5th inning. And yet by sacrificing, the Sidewinders are essentially playing for 1 run. Now Glant, the pitcher, is due up next. So I don't know if the thinking there is, well, we need to get Hammock over to third base to give Mershon a chance to bring him in. But really, I mean, it doesn't change much. If Hammock is at second base, Mershon could get him in here with a fly ball. I don't know. It's interesting. I mean, you get the feeling there's going to be a lot more runs scored here tonight. Infield will come in. Mershon is 0 for 2 in the game. And here's Pinango's first pitch. A curveball swung on and missed, and the count, no balls and 1 strike. Just seems like an odd time to play for 1 run. But I'm sure there is a method to the madness. Mike Koplov now throwing down in the Vegas bullpen. There's nobody throwing for Tucson. I mean, Glant's got to give him some innings here tonight, after Vasquez was knocked out after 2 1/3. Here's the 0-1 delivery from Pinango. Swinging a line drive right center field. Paul on the run. He's going to get there to make the catch. Tagging at third, Hammock. He will come to the plate and score standing up. And the Sidewinders have regained the lead 8-7. So the strategy pays off as Mershon gets the sack fly. More accurately, it was a sack line drive. He gets his 21st RBI. And that'll bring up Glant. Well, I guess that was the thinking, that with Glant coming up and he's got a hit, you want to get the runner to third base and make sure you capitalize on that double where Mershon can score him by making an out. So 8-7 Tucson. The pitch to Glant is a fastball too high. And the count 1 ball and no strikes. Here's the 1-0. Glant swings, chopper to short. 2 hops there for Lizarraga, who waits back, gloves, throws, got him. And that'll end the inning. So the Sidewinders get a run on 1 hit. No errors, nobody left. We are finally halfway done here in Vegas tonight. Sidewinders 8 and Las Vegas 7.
Fireworks aren't just for the 4th of July anymore. They're in Tucson.
On we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. 8-7 Sidewinders on top of Las Vegas. Folks, if you're heading out of town, remember Tucson International Airport is the only place to fly. Smart travelers choose Tucson International Airport, with 13 airlines offering 91 daily departures to 29 destinations and connections around the world. Save time, save money, and go to www.airtucson.com for the best fares. Tucson International Airport, serving Tucson since 1919. Well, Dustin Glant has the lead back, 8-7 Tucson, bottom of the 5th inning. Now we'll see what Glant can do against this suddenly red-hot Vegas offense. The 51s have scored 7 runs on 9 hits over the last couple of innings, or on 8 hits, rather, over the last couple of innings. They've got 9 hits total in the ballgame so far. And Glant will face Lizarraga, the pitcher spot. We're going to get a pinch hitter. Wilkin Ruan is going to hit for Pinango. And then Jason Repko will come up. Well, Lizarraga had no success at all offensively this year until tonight. He had 4 hits and 26 at-bats coming into this game. He's 2 for 2 with a double, a single, and 2 RBIs against the Sidewinders tonight. The pitch from Dustin Glant, swung on, hit out towards second base, and through into center field, base hit. Lizarraga is 3 for 3. Got that one in on his thumbs and just fisted it out there past Bonifacio. So the 10th hit of the night for Vegas. And that'll bring up Wilkin Ruan hitting for Pinango. His night done after 5 innings. Ruan hitting .358 in 28 games this year. Does not have a home run. He has driven in 2. Right-handed batter. Very fast runner. And Glant's first pitch down in the dirt with a slider, smothered by Castillo. And the count 1 ball and no strikes. So Komplov is going to be coming on in the 6th inning. Pinango going the front 5, and he recovered nicely after the first 2 were brutal. Allowed just 1 run over his final 3. Glant's 1-0 pitch. Ruan shows bunt, pulls back, and now gets hit by a fastball coming up and in. Ruan had squared around. Glant tried to come up and in. Ruan pulled the bat back, and he got hit. And now runners are at first and second with nobody out. And the top of the order, Jason Repko, is coming up. I don't know what happened on the day off. The Sidewinders played such good baseball in Fresno. And here in Vegas, these last 2 days, it has not been pretty baseball at all. Although I guess Cashman Field can do that to you. Here's Repko, 0 for 2 with an RBI in the game tonight. He's got runners at first and second with nobody out. D'Antona's up on the grass at third. See if Repko decides to bunt. He does square around, and he bunts off the plate towards third. Glant down to get it. He has only 1 play to first. Makes the throw. Repko is out. And a sacrifice successful, 1-4. Lizarraga goes to third. Ruan to second. Good job by Glant. Did not even bother looking at third base. He had no shot there. Just calmly made the throw to first. Sometimes, especially after a hit batsman or a walk, you'll see the pitcher try to make up for his mistake and try and get that out at third base, making the great play when really all you need to do is make the solid one, and that's exactly what Glant did. Angel Chavez, the batter. He's doubled, flying to right, and popped to third. Glant kicks and fires. Swinging a high chop off the plate towards second. Bonifacio over to backhand. It straightens, throws to first, and got him. Good play. In to score is Lizarraga. We're tied again. It's 8-8. But boy, that's a good play by Bonifacio, who backhanded the ball behind the bag at second. His momentum carried him to the third base side of the bag, but he was able to straighten up and fire one over to Weitzel. Chavez gets the RBI, his 36th of the season. And that'll bring up Xavier Paul, who has walked twice, doubled, and scored a couple of runs in this game. 8-8 contest now. Ruan at third with 2 down. And Glant's first pitch to Xavier Paul is on the way. Fastball a little bit high, and the count 1 ball and no strikes. Well, Pinango's got a chance to earn a win if Paul could get a base hit here. It would be up to the Vegas bullpen. The 1-0 pitch. There's a swing and a foul back to the screen. 1 ball and 1 strike. It'd just be amazing, though, with Pinango, who had given up 5 runs before he'd even gotten an out tonight, if he was even eligible for a win at any point in this game. And a base hit here from Paul would make that a reality. 8-8 score, bottom of the 5th inning. Here's Glant's 1-1 pitch. Strike, nope, a little bit high. Take that back. Thought he had it there, but a little bit high to Xavier Paul. And the count 2-1. Wilkin Castillo is questioning where that pitch was. Split the heart of the plate, but I guess a little bit above the belt, so it's 2-1. Now Glant's next one to Paul. Here it is. Swinging a fly ball, left center field. Hammett going back into the alley, still racing. It's over his head, up against the wall. Ruan is in to score, and it's now 9-8 Las Vegas. That's another one of those fly balls we were talking about last night. It looks routine off the bat, and it just continues to carry.
And 45.
Paul gets his 34th RBI of the season.
John Lindsay.
And the 51s have their first lead of the game, 9-8. And now Glant's pitch to John Lindsay, a breaking ball for a called strike on the inside corner. And the count is 0-1. Well, Vegas with 3 in the second, 3 in the third, 1 in the fourth, 2 so far here in the 5th. And Glant's 0-1 delivery coming to John Lindsay. There's a swing and a ground ball up the middle, back at second, sliding stop. Mershon gets to his feet and throws him out. Nice play. And the inning is over, but Vegas gets a couple of runs. They do it on 2 hits. No errors. They leave 1 through 5 innings in Las Vegas tonight. 51's 9, Sidewinders 8.
For Major League Printing, at minor league prices, there's one.
For Las Vegas, as we go to the top of the 6th inning, the new pitcher is right-hander Mike Koplov. He's coming on for the 23rd time. 0-1 at 2.45 ERA, 33 innings for Koplov, 20 hits, 10 runs, 9 earned. He's walked 8, struck out 22, and the league hitting 169 against him. Koplov into pitch, and Rene Rivera takes over behind the plate for Gary Bennett. And Koplov will face Emilio Bonifacio to lead off. 9-8 Las Vegas, top of the 6th inning. And the sidearmer's first pitch to Bonifacio is a fastball line foul back to the left and out of play. And the count, no balls and 1 strike. Bonnie tonight, 2 hits and 3 at-bats. A bunt single, a triple. He's also reached on a fielder's choice, scored a couple of runs. Miguel Pinango, 5 innings tonight, 12 hits, 8 runs all earned, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts. Through 81 pitches, 57 strikes. The 0-1 to Bonifacio, fastball high. And it's now 1 ball and 1 strike. So Pinango leaves with a chance to win this game if the bullpen can make this lead stand up. A lot of baseball left, though. 1 ball, 1 strike. And the pitch to Bonifacio, swinging a high drive, right center field. This one's got a chance. It is gone. Over the wall in right center field, the first home run this year for Bonifacio. And it's now a 9-9 contest. A rude greeting for Koplov as Bonifacio goes out to right center field. And the Sidewinders have knotted it at 9.
Number 10, Trent Olchen.
So that'll bring up Trent Olchen, who is 1 for 3. That's the last thing you were expecting there from Bonifacio. Olchen has doubled in a run, fly to center, and fly to left. So there goes Pinango's chance for a win, 9-9 game. And Koplov deals to Trent Olchen, a fastball, high chop off the plate, back a second, and through into center field, base hit. Lizarraga made a sweeping attempt at that one. Even if he had picked it, that was going to be a bang-bang play. We'll see what they rule it, though, and that will be a base hit for Trent Olchen. His second hit of the night. Back-to-back multi-hit games for Olchen now. And that'll bring up Trot Nixon. Nixon a single, a walk, and a strikeout tonight. So that's 14 hits for the Sidewinders in the game. And now Nixon to face Koplov, who has been very effective this season. Here's his pitch. Nixon takes a fastball into the knees for a called strike. And the count is 0-1. Well, we've been talking all about Trent Olchen's struggles, but maybe starting to come around now. Back-to-back multi-hit games for Olchen. The first time that has happened since he had 3 straight from April 30th to May 2nd. Here's a swing and a miss by Nixon. And the count quickly, no balls and 2 strikes. Nixon laced the single to right his first time up. Threw that walk in the second inning, then was called out on a pretty curveball from Pinango in the 4th inning. And Nixon knew he had been had. Now the 0-2 pitch. Swinging a fly ball, left center field. Paul on the run, racing into the alley. He'll get there and make the catch. Olchen was 3/4 of the way to second. He'll turn and head back to first. Nixon hit it hard, but Paul able to run it down out there. And with 1 out, that'll bring up Jamie D'Antona. Paul even had Nixon shaded over towards right center just slightly, but able to get in the alley and make that catch. That ball didn't have a lot of slice on it. It actually stayed on a fairly straight line, and that allowed Paul the time he needed to run it down. So now D'Antona, who is 2 for 3, a single, a double, 2 RBIs. Koplov's pitch inside and low, 1 ball and no strikes. D'Antona and Koplov were teammates ever so briefly in the 2006 season. Remember, at the end of that year, Jamie came up for the playoffs. Koplov's 1-0 pitch with a runner going, swinging a pop-up down the right field line. This one may dump in there near the line, and it'll fall base hit. Olchen had stopped at second, and so he cannot go any further. He stays right there. Jamie D'Antona's got his 3rd hit of the night, and the Sidewinders now with runners at first and second. Olchen had taken off, but he had to try and figure out where that ball was, and then he had a terrible angle to see if Repko was going to be able to make the play. He could not, but unfortunately for Tucson, Olchen has to stop at second base. That's 3 hits here in the inning against Koplov. And now Weitzel, who has 2 hits tonight, including a 3-run home run, his 14th bomb of the year. Chance for the Sidewinders to go back in front. This thing just keeps going back and forth. And now Koplov steps off the back of the rubber. He wants Rivera to run through the signs again. Now, Rene Rivera is appearing in only his 2nd game for Vegas. And the first pitch is slow breaking ball to Weitzel, drifts outside on the count, 1 ball and no strikes. Olchen at second, D'Antona at first, 9-9 in the 6th. This has been an epic offensive battle tonight. Here's the pitch. Another breaking ball, that's outside. 2-0 to Weitzel. And Koplov, for one of the few times this year, shaky. He has just been lights out for the 51s. But now coming on in relief of Pinango, not much going right for him. 2-0 the count. And the pitch. There's a big swing and a miss. 91-mile-an-hour fastball, but well placed. Outer edge around the knees. And Weitzel cut through it. 2 balls and 1 strike. Sidewinders bullpen is going to get busy again. Looks like Emiliano Fruto up to throw. And now Koplov again steps off and wants Rivera to start the sides over. 2-1 on Josh Weitzel. 2-1 with 1 out here in the top of the 6th inning. Now Rivera's going to go to the mound. Quick conversation. Rivera pats Kopilov on the back, and he'll make his way back behind home plate. Angels finished off Oakland tonight 3-1. So they widen their lead to 4.5 in the American League West. San Diego 2, Mets 1, top of the 8th inning. Dodgers blanking the Cubs 2-0, bottom of the 6th in L.A. There's Kopilov's 2-1 pitch, down and into Weitzel. That sent him sprawling back, and the count 3-1 now. That Cubs-Dodgers game started about 30 minutes after this game did, and they're ahead of us right now. 3 balls, 1 strike. Dangerous pitch here for Kopilov. It's on the way to Weitzel. Way outside, ball 4. He lost him on a fastball, and now the bases are loaded with only 1 out for Vegas killer Robbie Hammock. That's Weitzel's second walk tonight. He's had a real good effort at home plate. Hammock is 3 for 3. He doubled off the center field wall his last time up. 2 singles, an RBI. He scored a run. And the updated numbers for Hammock against Las Vegas, 11 hits in 16 ABs. Here's Kopilov's pitch. Slider, strike on the outside corner, and the count is 0-1. Hammock and Kopilov were friends in their time in the Diamondbacks organization together. 0-1 delivery here. Slider inside and low, and it's now 1 ball and 1 strike. And, of course, in Tucson, Hammock caught Kopilov. So these two guys know each other very well. This is a battle of wits here. Hammock knows exactly what Kopilov likes to do in these situations. Kopilov knows that Hammock knows that. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. Swinging a little pop towards first. Lindsey coming on, grabs it, steps on first, not in time. That was very close to an inning-ending double play, but very good base running by Weitzel. Little jam shot pop. Lindsey came on, made the catch, and then tried to beat Weitzel back to the bag, but couldn't quite do it. So with 2 down, that'll bring up Castillo. That is a giant out for Mike Kopilov, getting Robbie Hammock, who has been white hot against Vegas. Now Kopilov's 1 out away from limiting the damage to just a run. Castillo's 0 for 2. And now Kopilov will step off the rubber. Castillo had a sacrifice bunt in the 5th inning that helped the Sidewinders produce their 9th run of the night. We're tied at 9 here. Castillo trying to come through with the bases loaded and 2 outs. Here's the first pitch, now time called. Castillo asked for time and backed out of the box. With runners in scoring position and 2 out, Castillo is batting .304. Kopilov's pitch, slider down and in. And the count 1 ball and no strikes. Now this is where Castillo also has to show some patience and be selective. He's only walked 7 times this season. 1-0 pitch, inside with a fastball, 2-0. Castillo does not want to swing at Kopilov's pitch here and bail him out. He's got to force Kopilov to throw a strike. Olchin down the line at third. D'Antona away from second. Weitzel at first, and the 2-0 pitch to Castillo. Swinging a foul back behind the plate, a fastball. And Castillo just got a piece of it to run the count to 2 balls and 1 strike. Dodgers have just widened their lead on the Cubs, do 3-0 on a Danny Ardois bunt base hit. 2-1 on Castillo. This is a big pitch here for Kopilov. He shakes off Rivera once, now ready, here it comes. Down and in with a slider, 3 balls, 1 strike. Well, now Wilkin Castillo's got to be sitting on a fastball. And if Kopilov snaps a slider in there for a strike, so be it. Copy back behind the mound, goes to his mouth, quickly back up on top of the rubber. He's always been a quick worker. 3-1 the count. And the pitch from Kopilov. Fastball outside, ball 4. He's walked in a run. And Kopilov just snatches the ball back. Absolutely furious with himself. Olchin comes in to score. And the Sidewinders have the lead back again, 10-9. Great at bat for Wilkin Castillo. Just did not chase, refused to chase. He gets his 26th RBI. And that'll bring up Jesus Mershon, who has been terrific with the bases loaded this season. Mershon, 5 for 7 with the sacks full. Here's the pitch from Koplow, swinging a bouncing ball to short. This should end the inning. Lizarraga comes on, Fields throws a little bit low to first. Lindsay digs it out, and that will indeed end the inning. But the Sidewinders score a couple of runs. They do it on 3 hits, no errors, and 3 men left. We'll go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Tucson 10, Las Vegas 9.
On Cool 1450.
Sidewinders bring on a new pitcher here in the bottom of the 6th inning. It's right-hander Emiliano Fruto, working for the 22nd time this season. 3-3, a 4.38 ERA. In 39 innings, he's given up 35 hits, 22 runs, 19 earned, 30 walks, 42 strikeouts. And the league is hitting .238 against him. Fruto coming on as part of a double switch. Jesus Mershon exits the ball game. And Donnie Kelly will take over for him. Kelly will go into the 9 spot in the order. And the pitcher spot now becomes the 8th spot in the order. So the Sidewinders have the lead back, 10-9, after getting a couple of runs off of Koplow in the top of the 6th inning. Here in the bottom of the 6th, Fruto will face Andy LaRoche, John Ford Griffin, and Gary Bennett. And Fruto's first pitch, up and in, and he hit LaRoche in the head. And LaRoche gets right to his feet and runs down to first base. Thankfully, he's okay. My goodness. That was a glancing blow, thank the Lord. LaRoche went down, quickly got up, ran down to first base. And he's okay. So LaRoche aboard at first base, and that'll bring up John Ford Griffin, who is 2 for 3. Tim Raines Jr. is also in the game now for Tucson. Raines is in center field. Olchen has moved to right. Here's the pitch from Fruto, and it's off speed and in for a strike, 0-1. So Trot Nixon has come out of the ball game. Hopefully Nixon is okay. So Olchen in right, Raines in center. Fruto's pitch, swing and a miss, off speed, and the count quickly, no balls and 2 strikes. We'll reset the defense for you here in a moment with a number of changes for Tucson. 0-2 on John Ford Griffin. Fruto looks over his shoulder. The big right-hander set. And now the pitch. Swinging a little soft flare into left. Coming on for it. Hammock is going to hang up for him. He'll make the catch. And LaRoche will retreat to first base. So Griffin out on the routine fly ball. And now here is Rene Rivera. Took the spot of Gary Bennett in the 6th inning. So he'll get his first plate appearance of the night here. Mentioned Rivera's only played in 1 game with the 51s, and he's 0 for 4. Right-handed batter. And the pitch from Fruto, low and outside on the count, 1 ball and no strikes. Rene Rivera, 5'10", 230 pounds. 24-year-old native of Puerto Rico. Here's the high set by Fruto, the 1-0, and Rivera takes a breaking ball low and outside. And the count, 2 balls and no strikes. 10-9, Tucson on top. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning. Sidewinders had a 7-0 lead after 1.5. Saw Vegas come back to take a 9-8 lead. Now Tucson leading 10-9. Fruto's 2-0 delivery to Rene Rivera will wait as he turns and throws to first, and LaRoche scampers back to the bag standing up. Well, it's always scary when somebody gets hit in the head. And thank goodness that LaRoche did not take that one flush, and he's okay. Fruto's 2-0 pitch on the way. Rivera swings, pops it in the air, right side foul territory. Weitzel over, he's got to play, and he'll make the catch. So 2 down now, and here is the shortstop Francisco Lizarraga. He's 3 for 3 tonight. 2 singles, a double, couple of RBIs. He scored 2 runs. This has been Lizarraga's best game of the season. He came into tonight with 4 hits in 10 games, and he's got 3 in this game alone. Fruto with the stretch and the pitch to Lizarraga, and that's off speed and low and outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Fruto now asking Angel Campos where the pitch was. He asked him if it was away. Campos shook his head. He asked if it was down. Campos shook his head again, so I don't know where it missed. Certainly wasn't up, I'll tell you that. Here comes the 1-0 from Fruto. Fastball hit in the air, center field. Rain's coming in. He'll play it on a bounce. Francisco Lizarraga is 4 for 4. I've seen it all now. No disrespect to him, but this guy had 4 hits in 10 games coming into tonight. And now he's got 4 hits in 1 game here tonight. 12th hit of the game for Vegas. And now Koplov is going to hit for himself. Well, Koplov, as you might imagine, not a very good hitter. Although in 2006 with the Sidewinders, Koplov tripled the game in Albuquerque. And he hit a rocket off the wall in right field, a line drive. Got an extra base hit. Now, now that I said that, maybe it was a double. Here's the pitch from Fruto, and that fastball misses high. And they count 1 ball and no strikes. I have to go back and check that out. And now that I say it, I think it was a double, not a triple for Koplov. Fruto's 1-0 pitch to him. Fastball strike on the outside corner. And the count will go to 1 ball and 1 strike. Sometimes minor league hitting records are not the best. We'll see if we can find it. Here's the 1-1 delivery, low and outside. And that takes the count to 2 balls and 1 strike. Well, Fruto here just has to throw strikes, force Koplov to swing the bat. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Swinging a fly ball center field. Rain started in, now going back, still going back, and it's over his head, and that's going to roll to the wall. 2 runs will score. Koplov around second, going to third base. They're going to wave him. Here he comes to the plate. Koplov has scored. It's an inside the park home run, and Vegas has the lead back. 12-10-51. Now I have seen it all. Raines took 1 step in, then went back, tried to make the catch. It hit off the top of his glove, rolled behind him, all the way to the base of the wall. It's a 3-run inside the park home run for Mike Koplov. And Vegas leads 12-10. That is unbelievable. You may never see that again in the game of baseball as long as you live. Unbelievable. And the first pitch to Jason Repko misses, and the count 1 ball and no strikes. That 1 false step in for Tim Raines Jr. really cost him. Here's the windup and the pitch. Repko swings and misses, and the count is now 1 ball and 1 strike. Double, triple, and 06 doesn't really matter now. Koplov's got a home run. 1-1 delivery, strike on the inside corner. And the count 1 ball and 2 strikes now. 12-10-51. This game has been bizarre. Here's the pitch. Swinging a line drive foul down the right field line into the seats. And it's still a ball and 2 strikes. Repko tonight, a couple of sacrifices, including a sac fly. And RBI, he's 0 for 2 in the game. The 1-2 pitch. Swinging a little line drive to short, caught by a leaping Kelly, moving to his right, and that'll end the inning. But on the 3-run inside the park home run from Koplov, the 51s claim the lead back. 3 runs, 2 hits, no errors, nobody left. We'll go to the 7th. It's 12-10 Las Vegas.
Stand by for transmission.
Have you heard? There's a new nightclub in Tucson that people are talking about. It's called Monsoon.
12-10 Las Vegas leads Tucson as we go to the top of the 7th inning. By the way, just so we can give you the complete story, Mike Koplov actually had 2 hits with the Sidewinders in 2006, and they won in Albuquerque was a double off the padded wall in right field. But now none of that matters. He has a 3-run inside the park home run to give Las Vegas a 12-10 lead. Absolutely amazing. Donnie Kelly is going to lead off for the Sidewinders. Kelly came.
Welcome back, friends. We played 6 innings. Las Vegas leading Tucson by a score of 12-10. And it's not a matter of what's happened in the game. It's more a matter of what has not happened in this game. It's one of those kitchen sink games. A little of this, a little of that, a little of everything. You got it all up. Las Vegas leading by a score of 12-10. Donnie Kelly leads off the 7th inning. Swings and fouls it back, strike 1. Kelly just inserted into the game for Tucson in the 9th spot at shortstop. This is first at bat. He's hitting .248, 4 homers and 22 RBIs. And Koplov's pitch outside 1-1. Mike Koplov doing the improbable. A relief pitcher hitting an inside the park 3-run home run. Wow. Pitch is high, 2-1. A couple of years ago, when Koplov was with Tucson, he had 2 hits. One of them was a double in Albuquerque down the right field, and it hit the fence on the fly. So he can swing the stick a little bit. 2-1 pitch is low, 3-1. Well, one thing about Koplov, though, he had a rough 6th inning, allowing a home run, and then walking a man with the bases loaded for another run. So he's been on the beam at the plate. But he has not been his usual self on the mound yet. Here's the 3-1 to Donnie Kelly. A check swing foul to the left. And that one hits the screen protecting the Bank of America patio. It's 3-2. Kelly played yesterday. He had an RBI single at 3 at-bats, plus a walk. 3-2. Nobody on, nobody out. Top of the 7th, 12-10, Las Vegas. 3-2 pitch. Line drive to right. That is a base hit. It's picked up by Repko on one hop as he tries to short hop it and gets it back in. So Kelly gets a base hit. There are line drives all over this ballpark tonight. And the batter is Emilio Bonifacio. 16 Tucson hits. Here comes Lorenzo Bundy. Matt Riley has been up in the bullpen, and Bundy wants Riley now. We've got a pitching change at Cashman Field. 7th inning, 12-10, Las Vegas. Back with more action right after this. Welcome back again. Top of the 7th inning. Las Vegas leading 12-10. And the 3rd Las Vegas pitcher of the night, Matt Riley, comes in to replace Mike Koplov. Koplov an inning plus. And he allowed 4 hits, so far 2 runs. And the runner at first, Kelly, belongs to him. Koplov walked 2, did not have a strikeout. And Koplov has had the vast majority of his outings have been very good. But an off outing on the mound, but not an off outing at the plate. And inside the park, 3-run home run by reliever Mike Koplov. Las Vegas leads 12-10. Really, there haven't been any pitchers who have shown much in this game. And Riley will try to turn that around. Lefty who throws hard. Fastball, line foul right out of play. Strike 1, on 1. So Bonifacio turning around to bat right-handed now. Switch hitter. He's been a major headache for the 51s tonight. Tripled and scored. Recent a force play and scored. A drag bunt single. and he homered off Koplov in the sixth, his first of the year. He's got 3 hits. He's a double away from the cycle. Fastball's high, 1-1. Riley's fastball will get up there 92, 93, 94. He has been clocked as high as 97 this year, but he'll sit 92, 93, right in that range. Here's the 1-1. Fastball missing for ball 2, 2-1. Riley also an overhand curveball. He's got an 0-1 record of 3.13 ERA in 14 games before tonight. 2-1. So Pinyango goes 5. And the pitch is low, 3-1. Koplov an inning plus, and now Riley. When Riley's around the plate, he's been very tough. Last year he had a lot of control trouble. This year he's had control trouble at times. He's been a little better this year. But he has walked 19 in 23 innings, striking out 31. 3-1 pitch. Fastball foul back out of play. Might have gone for ball 4. The pitch looked to be up, 3-2. Ball falls right down below us. Three and two. And a pitch. A big chopper slowly towards second, charged by LaRoche. He has it, throws to first base just in time. On the play, Kelly takes second. Little bouncer. One out of the batter is Trent Olchen, who began the game in center, is now in right field.
Right fielder, number 10. Trent Olchen.
Olchen has doubled, knocked in a run and scored, popped out, flied out, then singled and scored off Koplov in the sixth. He was the one who scored on that bases-loaded walk. So Riley trying to restore some order here. 51's used a lot of people out of the pen yesterday. Used a total of 5 pitchers. And Riley, of course, did not pitch. Here's the stretch. And the pitch to Olchen. Fastball low, ball 1. 1-0. 12-10 Las Vegas, top of the 7th inning. Riley checking signs with his catcher, Rene Rivera. And the 1-0 pitch. A bomb to right field. That ball's crushed. That's not coming back. A 2-run home run by Trent Olchen. And this twilight zone of a ball game continues. Are you kidding me? It is now 12-12 in the top of the 7th inning. What else can happen here? Trent Olchen hits a home run. He's not a power hitter. He has 1 home run in 170 at-bats. Now he's got 2. Here's Tim Raines Jr.'s first at-bat. Curveball, strike 0-1. This is Trot Nixon's spot in the order. Nixon went 1 for 3 with a walk and 2 runs scored before leaving. And breaking ball grounded foul outside third. It's 0-2. Now it's a 12-12 game. Cashman Field sometimes plays like a small park. This is like a Nintendo game tonight. 0-2. Raines hits a chopper toward short. Lizarraga grabs it, fires to first base low, and it's dug out of there by Lindsay in the backhand side. Good play. 2 down. And the batter, Jamie D'Antona. So Raines came in at 283. He grounds out.
Number 30.
And with 2 down, here's D'Antona.
Jamie
D'Antona 3 for 4. 2 singles, a double, 2 RBIs, and a run scored. So that first run is charged to Koplov. He goes an inning plus, gives up 3 runs earned on 4 hits. And now Riley facing D'Antona. And the breaking ball, high ball 1, 1-0. One ball and no strikes. D'Antona hitting .404. And a 1-0 pitch. Fastball, a swing and a miss. 94 says the board. It's 1-1. So it's been Pinyango, Koplov, and Riley for Las Vegas. For Tucson, Vasquez, Glant, and Fruto. 1-1 pitch. Fastball, strike on the outside. Good pitch. 1-2. D'Antona signaled to right off Koplov in the 6th. Little looper down the right field line. It fell in. 1-2 pitch. Fastball low. Ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes to count. Two on Jamie D'Antona. Riley wearing 47 has this sign from Rivera. And the 2-2 pitch. Curveball. Hit high near foul right, bending back into play. Still 2-2. Well, for as far as the bullpen is concerned, maybe the one guy not available will be Troncoso. He pitched 2 innings yesterday. Greg Miller 2/3 of an inning, but threw quite a few pitches. Here's the 2-2 pitch. And it bounces in, and it's 3-2. Brazoban, who only faced one hitter, Brian Falkenberg, pitched 1 inning and got all 3 and out, striking out 2 of them. 3-2. 12 runs, 17 hits, no errors for Tucson. Las Vegas 12, 13, and 0. And it's 3-2 on D'Antona. Riley set. 3-2 pitch. Fastball, slow ground ball to short, charged by Lizarraga, picks it up, double clutches, and throws his man out. And the inning is over. In the top of the 7th inning, though, this circus continues. Wow. What a ball game. 2-run score for the Tucson Sidewinders in the top half of the 7th. And the 2-run score on 2 hits. No errors. And nobody left. We've reached the stretch portion of the 7th inning here at Cashman Field. And at the end of 6.5 innings of play, the score, it is the Tucson Sidewinders 12 and the Las Vegas 51s 12.
Metro PCS presents.
To the bottom of the 7th. Game tied at 12. Angel Chavez takes a strike. Emiliano Fruto. And the 0-1. Chavez runs up the bunt, bunts it up the first baseline, and Fruto off the line to pick it up, cannot pick it up. Chavez has himself a bunt single. A push bunt by the right-handed hitting Chavez up the first baseline, just as he was leaving the batter's box.
Number 7.
Fruto came off the mound to pick it up and couldn't get it. Beautiful bunt by Chavez to put the tie-breaking run on. 14 Las Vegas hits. And the batter, Xavier Paul. 12-12, bottom of the 7th inning. Wow. Paul having a perfect night so far. He squares, takes a fastball, high ball 1. Paul has walked, stolen a base and scored, doubled and scored, and doubled in a run and scored. Third baseman D'Antona on the grass, in case Paul has thoughts of bunting. 1-0 stretch. He's not bunting on this pitch. He swings and misses. Low off-speed pitch. It's now 1-1 on Xavier Paul. Last year at Jacksonville, Paul hit .291, homering 11 times, driving in 50. One and one. Chavez is short lead off first. And the pitch is a strike. Off-speed pitch got in there. 1-2 on Xavier Paul. Third baseman D'Antona convinced now with 2 strikes. Paul will not be bunting. Goes back to his regular position at third. Weitzel holds Chavez on. 1-2 on Paul. Fruto set. Chavez goes to the pitch. Bounces away from Castillo toward Lindsay in the on-deck area. And Chavez steals second base. He was running on the pitch. Angel Chavez took off, and it happened to be his good fortune. The pitch bounced as he was running. So Chavez gets his second steal of the year. Here's the 2-2. Chavez is off second base as Paul takes outside. Ball 3. 3-2. But now the tie-breaking run is in scoring position. And Xavier and Paul's job, of course, is to pull the ball and get Chavez over to third. 3-2. Lindsay waits on deck. Fruto looks back at Chavez and comes home. Line drive to left. That's where Hammock is. He goes into a slide and makes the catch. Fine catch by Hammock. Sliding in shallow left to take a hit away from Paul. Chavez goes back to second, 1 out. So Hammock has been a big problem for the 51s as far as his hitting is concerned. And now he makes a fine catch to rob Paul of a base hit. Here's Lindsay. Lindsay, 1 for 4 with a single back in the third. It drove in a run. He's also scored a run. He's also struck out twice. And the pitch is strike on 1. 12-12, bottom of the 7th inning. And the 1-strike pitch. Way inside, almost hit him. It spun him out of the way. Off-speed pitch. 1 ball to 1 strike on John Lindsay. Tomorrow, Game 3. The 51's winningest pitcher, Jason Johnson, takes his 7-3 record on the mound against righty Juan Gutierrez for Tucson. He's 1-9. 1-1 pitch. Fastball foul off the right out of play. 1-2 on Lindsay. Fastball mid-90s. Lindsay pulled the string a little late. 1-2. Chavez at second base, 1 gone. Bottom of the 7th inning, a 12-12 game. Fruto set. 1-2 pitch. He steps off now and looks Chavez back to the bat. One and two. Big John back in there. Fruto very deliberate here in a tight spot in the 7th inning. 1-2 pitch. And a breaking ball. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Pitch down and away. Lindsay a one-handed cut. That's a big out for Fruto. 2 down. And the batter, Andy LaRoche.
The second baseman, number 23, Andy LaRoche.
Castillo goes out to visit with Fruto. A quick chat. And here's LaRoche. LaRoche has popped out to shallow left. Hit a 2-run home run. Singled in a run. And Fruto hit him with the first pitch he threw in the 6th inning. LaRoche 2 for 3 with 3 RBIs. And a chance to untie this game now. 12-12, bottom of the 7th. And it's a good breaking ball for a strike on the inside part of the plate. 0-1. 1 strike on LaRoche. Fruto bending at the waist. Right arm dangling. Has the side from Castillo. And the pitch. Another strike. Off-speed pitch got in there. 0-2 on LaRoche. Oh, 2 on LaRoche. Chavez walks off second, ready to go on the crack of the bat with 2 down. 0-2, the pitch. LaRoche hits a fly ball to left center field. Should be caught. Center fielder Raines is there. He's got it, and that's the inning. In the Las Vegas 7th inning, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left. And at the end of 7 complete at Cashman Field. What a game. Tucson 12 and Las Vegas 12.
Recreations.com.
Sidewinders Baseball on Cool 1450.
We'll see if we can get it fixed. Hopefully we won't have any more problems the rest of the night tonight. We'll do what we can. In the meantime, let's get you caught up on what happened in the bottom of the 7th inning. Angel Chavez led off with a bunt single. He stole second. But then Xavier Paul lined out to left on a sinking line drive. John Lindsay struck out, and then Andy LaRoche flying out to center field. So it's a 12-12 game as we go to the 8th inning. Josh Weitzel, Robbie Hammock, Wilkin Castillo against Matt Riley. And the first pitch to Weitzel is up high. And the count 1 ball and no strikes. Weitzel tonight has homered, singled, and walked twice. Here's Riley's delivery. Weitzel takes a breaking ball down low. And that'll run the count to 2 balls and no strikes. Well, let's see if the Sidewinders can break through here Leo Rosales is up and stretching down in the Sidewinder bullpen. He has not begun throwing yet. Bruto's gone the last 2 innings for Tucson. The 2-0 pitch to Weitzel is a strike on the outside corner. And the count will go to 2-1. Weitzel had a 3-run home run back in the first inning. That gave the Sidewinders a 5-0 lead. Now the pitch, and Weitzel swings and misses a vicious rip. And the count 2 balls and 2 strikes. Sidewinders extended their lead to 7-0. But now a 12-12 game here in the 8th inning. 2-2 the count. And Riley's pitch. Low and outside, a fastball, and the count goes to 3 balls and 2 strikes. Riley in the 7th inning gave up a 2-run home run to Trent Olgen after Donnie Kelly had opened the frame with a base hit off Koplov. That allowed the Sidewinders to draw even. Here's the 3-2 pitch, and Weitzel takes a ball down low, ball 4. It skips away from Rivera, but it doesn't matter. Ball 4, and Weitzel has his 3rd walk of the ball game. So Weitzel will trot down to first base, and that'll bring up Robbie Hammock. Hammock 3 for 4 tonight, 2 singles, a double. He popped out softly to first base with the bases loaded against Koplov in the 6th inning. That's the only out that he has made tonight. Riley gets the K. And with 1 down, that'll bring up Wilkin Castillo. Castillo walked with the bases loaded after Hammock's pop-up in the 6th inning to pick up his 26th RBI of the season. Another guy that has not been very good batting right-handed this year. So that's the side he will hit from against the left-hander Riley. Castillo without a hit in the ball game. He's 0 for 2. Fly ball to center, a pop-up to shortstop, a sacrifice bunt, and the bases loaded walk. And now a ball gets loose down in the Sidewinder bullpen as Leo Rosales has begun to throw in a 12-12 game here in the 8th inning. Phil Avlis has moved into the on-deck circle with the pitcher spot due up. Here's the pitch to Castillo, and a fastball misses down low. And the count 1 ball and no strikes. So Avlis will pinch hit next. Castillo trying to avoid the ground ball for a double play. Weitzel is short lead. Riley looks over at him. They 1-0 on the way. Castillo swings, fly ball center field. Hall racing on. He's going to get there and make the catch. And Weitzel retreats to first. 2 down in the inning. And now with the pitcher spot due up, here is Phil Avlis to pinch hit. Jesus Mershon started the night hitting in the 8th spot. And Mershon was 0 for 3, make it 0 for 2 before giving way. Actually, he was 0 for 3. 0 for 3 in the game, including a sacrifice block. Now Avlis will pinch hit. And the numbers on Avlis this year, a 224 average, no home runs, 4 RBIs. Avlis a right-handed batter against the lefty Riley. And the southpaw's first pitch. Avlis takes a fastball for a called strike on the inside corner, 0-1. This is the first time we have seen Avlis since Sunday afternoon in Fresno. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Phil swings, grounds one out to second base. To his right, LaRoche picks it up, flips to Lizarraga at the bag, and that'll end the inning. So the Sidewinders held off the board in the 8th despite a leadoff walk. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 man left through 7.5 here in Vegas. It's 12-12.
1450.
Sidewinders bring on a new pitcher here in the bottom of the 8th inning. They will go with right-hander Leo Rosales, who is making his 26th appearance of the season. Rosales 0-1 with a 4.15 ERA. He has 9 saves on the campaign, 30 in the 3rd inning. He's allowed 32 hits, 18 runs, 14 earned, 10 walks, 24 strikeouts. And the league is hitting .267 against him. So Rosales in the game. He'll face John Ford Griffin, then Rene Rivera, and Francisco Lizarraga. It's a 12-12 contest here tonight. And John Ford Griffin leading off. 2 hits in 4 trips. A double, a single, a comebacker, and a fly ball to left. Rosales kicks and fires home, and Griffin swings and misses at a first pitch changeup. And the count, no balls and 1 strike for Emiliano Fruto. He goes 2 innings in the ball game tonight, allowing 3 hits and 3 runs, all earned. And Rosales' next one to Griffin is in there for a called strike. And the count quickly, no balls, 2 strikes. Fruto did not walk anybody. He had 1 strikeout. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Inside with a fastball, and it's now 1 ball and 2 strikes on John Ford Griffin. Fruto threw 33 pitches, and 22 of them were strikes. Rosales leaning in to get the sign. Here comes the 1-2 to John Ford Griffin, swinging a bouncing ball up the middle. Bonifacio to his right, backhands, jumps, throws, and got him. A tremendous play by Bonifacio. Ranging to his right, he grabbed it and made a throw while jumping in the air, and Weitzel digs it out of the dirt. That is a tremendous play. And Griffin retired 4-3 to open the 8th inning. So in a tight game late, I don't care if it's 12-12, 1-1, 20-20. Those are the kind of plays that could save you. A great play by Bonifacio. And here is Rene Rivera now. The pitch from Rosales, a fastball missing down low. And the count, 1 ball and no strikes. Rivera came on in the 6th inning for Gary Bennett and popped up in his only at bat. There's a fastball missing high. And it's now 2 balls and no strikes on Rene Rivera. 0 for 5 in a Vegas uniform this season, swinging the bat. Rosales ready. Here comes the 2-0. And a fastball called a strike on the outside corner will run the count to 2-1. Well, Leo Rosales has been very good for the Sidewinders in save situations, 9 for 9. Here tonight he's trying to win it, throw up a 0, and then see if the offense can score a run. 2-1 pitch, swinging. They've got a right-hander up to throw, and that is Greg Jones, the former Salt Lake Bee. 2-2 the count, and Rosales deals. Swinging a high chop towards third. D'Antona coming on, picks the shortstop, throws on the run, 2 away. 2 nice defensive plays by the Sidewinders to open up this bottom of the 8th inning. 1 by Bonifacio, 1 by D'Antona. And with 2 outs, that'll bring up the shortstop Lizarraga, who has had an unbelievable night. 4 for 4 tonight for Lizarraga. A double, 3 singles, 2 RBIs, and he has scored 3 runs. Lizarraga, a right-handed batter, and Rosales pitch low and outside. And the count, 1 ball and no strikes. Now the 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss, and the count now 1-1. Lizarraga last year played at Great Lakes. Hit .261 there in 79 games, with 6 home runs and 29 RBIs. Had never been above A-ball until this year. 1-1 pitch, missing outside, 2-1. Lizarraga played the 05 season in Mexico. Spent 06 in the Gulf Coast League. And then last year at Great Lakes, .267 career minor league hitter. Here's Rosales, 2-1 pitch to him, swinging a ground ball foul down the third base side. And that'll take the count to 2-2. Lizarraga 6'1", 165. 2-2 the count on Francisco Lizarraga. A 12-12 game here in the bottom of the 8th inning. And Rosales deals. High and outside. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Just looking back over the scorebook tonight, we have not had a true 1-2-3 inning. The closest we came was in the top of the 4th, When Nixon struck out, D'Antona grounded out. Weitzel singled off the wall and right, but was thrown out trying to stretch it to a double. 3-2 pitch, outside ball 4, and Lizarraga's reached base all 5 times tonight. That's going to drive Mike Parrott nuts. So a 2-out base runner for the 51s. And now Greg Jacobs will come up and also up and throwing in the Vegas bullpen. Falkenberg is the 51's closer. He's up probably just in case Vegas takes the lead here. Jacobs, a left-handed hitter. And Rosales' first pitch to him, a fastball called a strike, snap throw to first, and Lizarraga able to get back in. Boy, Weitzel had to take that throw with his body facing the plate. Had he been able to get back to the bag, they may have had Lizarraga, who had danced very far away from first base. Scoreboard says 1-0, but it is 0-1 on Greg Jacobs. Crouched in the left-handed batter's box. Rosales pitch on the way, swing and a miss. A fastball over the outer edge at 92. And the count quickly, no balls and 2 strikes. Jacobs came into the game last night defensively in the top of the 8th inning. Batted against Metters in the bottom of the 8th inning and grounded out to second. For the season, he's hitting .353. This is his 11th game. The 0-2 pitch, swinging a pop-up into left field, over his hammock, plenty of room. He's underneath it now, makes the 2-handed catch, and that'll end the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. A man left will go to the 9th. It's a 12-12 game.
A new convenient way to
50. Right-hander Greg Jones will come on and take over for Vegas here in the top of the 9th inning. A 12-12 game. Jones will face Donnie Kelly, Emilio Bonifacio, and then Trent Olchin. Matt Riley goes a couple of innings. He allows 1 hit, 1 run. Walked 1, struck out 1. And he will now give way to the former Salt Lake Bee, Greg Jones. So again, we'll face Donnie Kelly. Kelly has had 1 at bat tonight. He led off in the 7th inning with a sharp single down the right field line against Koplov, and eventually scored in front of Olchin's home run. So Kelly, the left-hander, against Jones, the right-hander. And the first pitch on the way. Kelly swings and fouls 1 back to the screen. And the count, no balls and 1 strike. 12-12 contest in the 9th. It has been a long game tonight with tons of offense. And now one of these teams looking for just maybe 1 more run to win it. 0-1 delivery, swinging a fish shot roller out to short. Taken near the bag by Lizarraga. He throws on to first. And Kelly is out 6-3, 1 down. And back to the top of the lineup for Emilio Bonifacio. Bonifacio a double shy of the cycle. A triple, a single, a home run. He's also grounded into a fielder's choice and rolled out to second. So 3 for 5 in the ball game. He scored 3 runs, driven in 1. His home run in the 6th inning. His first home run of the season. A fly ball that escaped over the wall in right center. Jones from the first base side of the rubber comes set, kicks and deals. And that one misses high and outside to Bonifacio. 1 ball and no strikes. Jones at times in Salt Lake served as the closer there. Never had the long hair that he's sporting now. Long flowing mane coming out the backside of his blue cap. And the 1-0 pitch to Bonifacio is a fastball high. And the count will go to 2 balls and no strikes. We've been at it for over 3 hours here tonight. It seems like a lot longer than that. This game started with a 10-minute delay. 2-0 delivery from Greg Jones. Bonifacio backs out and takes a fastball high, 3-0. If you weren't with us back at the beginning of our broadcast tonight, Kerwin Danley, here on a Major League rehab assignment, as an umpire, was supposed to be behind the plate, but he got hit by a warm-up pitch from Miguel Pinango. 3-0 to Bonifacio, high ball 4. Jones loses him on 4 straight. Bonifacio, a 1-out base runner for Tucson here in the 9th, and that'll bring up Trent Olchin. But Danley, who was on a rehab assignment because he got hit by a Brad Penny pitch in Los Angeles about a month ago, fractured his jaw. So he's here working his way back to the big leagues. Well, he was behind home plate while Pinango was warming up, and we've been told now that Danley got hit in the face again. Now, fortunately, he's okay. It just rattled him more than anything else, and you can understand that. Danley went back into the clubhouse. He will try and umpire tomorrow's game. Here's the pitch to Olchin. Fastball outside, 1-0. Angel Campos had to go in and put on the umpiring gear. And so we're working with the standard 3-man crew here tonight rather than the 4-man crew. Not sure if Danley will try and work the plate tomorrow or if he'll spend another day on the bases. 1-0 pitch to Olchin with Bonifacio running. Fastball high, throw to second base on one hop, and it's through into center field. Bonifacio gets up, he'll go to third. That is going to be a costly throwing error for Rene Rivera, who came out of his crouch and threw it straight down. It hit on the grass and skipped by Lizarraga into center field. It'll be a stolen base for Bonifacio, his 13th of the season, and then a throwing error on Rene Rivera. So a runner at third base now with just one out, and the 51s will be forced to bring their infield in. Olchin with a count of 2 balls and no strikes. So everybody up on the cut of the grass. Jones ready, and the 2-0 pitch to Trent Olchin is down in the dirt. Rivera blocks that one. 3 balls, no strikes. Raines is waiting on deck. Now the one thing for Jones here, and I know he's not thinking about this, but let's say he would walk Olchin. Raines has hit into more than his share of double plays this year. Here's the 3-0 to Olchin. Fastball low, ball 4, he walked him. Another walk. So back-to-back 4-pitch free passes. And now that'll bring up Tim Raines Jr. Raines this season has grounded into 6 double plays. Raines came on for Nixon in the 6th inning. He's had 1 at bat. He grounded out to shortstop. So here the Sidewinders have an opportunity to surge ahead. They blew a 7-0 lead here tonight. It's now tied at 12 in the 9th. They have runners at the corners with 1 out. Middle infield about halfway. Corners are up. And Jones pitch to Tim Raines Jr. Swinging a high pop-up down the left field line. That's going to fade foul and out of play. And the count, no balls and 1 strike on Tim Raines Jr. Well, Raines, a guy whose splits have been fairly close this year in terms of hitting right-handed versus hitting left-handed. It has not been a big discrepancy over the course of the season. Raines from this side of the plate hitting 285, from the other side 281. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Went down and away with an 88-mile-an-hour sinker, and the count quickly 0-2. Olchin over at first. His run doesn't mean a lot. Bonifacio at third. His run means everything right now. A 12-12 game in the 9th and the 0-2 pitch. Fastball outside. And it's now 1 ball and 2 strikes. Also remind you again, in case you weren't with us last night or haven't listened to games over the years here at Cashman Field, the backstop behind home plate is very close. And so even on a wild pitch or a pass ball, it's no guarantee that a runner can come in. Throw over to first base. Olchin dives back into the bag. There was a game here, I want to say it was in 2004. Brandon Villaferte was pitching. There was a very close play at the plate. The runner was called safe, and that's how the Sidewinders lost, although to this day, I think Villaferte maintains he was out. He may have been right. Now the 1-2 pitch to Raines. Swinging a foul straight back to the screen. And the count still 1-2 on Tim Raines Jr. A 12-12 game here in the top of the 9th inning. Bonifacio walked, stole second, went to third on Rene Rivera's throwing error. Olchin drew a walk right after that. And now Raines trying to bring in Bonifacio to give Tucson the lead. Here's the 1-2 pitch from Jones. He'll throw over to first base instead, and Olson again dives back in. Sidewinders had 5 runs on the board tonight before anybody was out in this game. Their first 6 men reached base. Jones ready. The 1-2 pitch with Olson running. Swinging a chopper towards first, but foul. Lindsey went over to field it, through to the plate. Bonifacio would have been safe, but it's a foul ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Boy, Lindsey may want to rethink that strategy. I mean, I realize that's the tying run right there, but had that been a fair ball, that play would not have been close. Bonifacio would have scored without a problem. Now Rivera out from behind the plate, wants to run through some defensive signals. Well, instead of that, he's going to ask for time and go to the mound to talk to Jones. Forget about the defensive signals. He just wants to talk things over with Greg Jones. 1 ball, 2 strikes, the count on Tim Raines Jr. And now Lorenzo Bundy is out of the 51's dugout, jogging out to the mound. He wants to get in on this conversation, and he's going to call everybody in. So the infielders will all jog in to listen to what Lowe has to say. In the bottom of the 9th inning, Vegas will have the top of their lineup coming up. It's going to be against Rosales. Vasquez only lasted 2 1/3 tonight. Handed a 7-0 lead. He couldn't get out of the 3rd inning. Glant went 2 2/3. Fruto has pitched the last 2, or pitched 2 rather. Rosales then came on and threw the 8th. With the meeting on the mound done, Raines back in there and a 1-2 count to him. Jones looks over at first. Will Olson run again? He does not. Step to third, look to first, and Olson able to get back. Good heads-up base running there. Joe Youngblood, who did not coach first base at the start of his game, is out there now. And a 12-12 deadlock in the 9th. Jones nods yes to the sign from Rivera. There goes Olson, 1-2 pitch, ground ball to short, taken by Lizarraga. He's coming to the plate, his throw is in the dirt, and it gets by Rivera. Bonifacio scores, Raines hustling for second, he's in there. Now Olson coming to the plate, they have him hung up. The throw to Rivera's in the dirt again, and Olson's able to get back to third. What a wild play. Bonifacio comes in to score. As the throw from Lizarraga was down in the dirt, Rivera tried to block it like a hockey goalie. He was down there, and it went right through his legs and back to the backstop. That's going to be a fielder's choice and an error. No RBI on the play, and the Sidewinders get runners at second and third now, with still just 1 out. And here is Jamie D'Antona. My goodness. So Raines will not get credit for an RBI. A fielder's choice, and then it'll be an error on Lizarraga, the shortstop. And now Tucson looking for some insurance. Here's Jones' pitch, and Jamie swings and misses over a slider. And the count, no balls and 1 strike. That'll be the second error of this inning. Boy, just a bad play all the way around. They had Olson hung up between third and the plate. He should have been out, no problem. And then the throw again into Rivera was low, and that allowed Olson to scamper back to third. Here's Jones' 0-1 pitch to Jamie D'Antona, and that swung on foul back to the right. And the count quickly, no balls and 2 strikes. So the 51's imploding here in the 9th inning. 13-12 Tucson. Nothing and 2 on D'Antona with the infield in all the way around. And now Jones steps off the rubber. Now he's ready. Nods yes. And the 0-2 pitch. Swinging a foul. Hit off the end of the bat. Rolling over on the first base side. Boy, this game has defined crazy here tonight. Sidewinders taking the lead now in the ninth inning without the benefit of a hit. 2 walks, 2 errors. We've seen a middle reliever hit an inside-the-park 3-run home run in this game. Trent Olchen has a home run, his second of the year. Bonifacio's got a home run, his first of the year. It's been madness here tonight. Jones 0-2 pitch again to D'Antona. Swinging a high pop-up, foul, drifting back and out of play. And it's still no balls, 2 strikes. Now, these same 2 teams are going to play tomorrow. I can tell you that at the end of this game tonight, both these clubs are going to be exhausted. This is just one of those draining games. 0-2 on Jamie D'Antona. Now Jones ready. And the pitch. Swinging a high chop to short. Olchen coming to the plate. Lizarraga throws home. They've got him hung up. Rivera running it back to third base. Raines goes over and takes third. So Rivera will just tag out Olchen. And that'll be a fielder's choice. 6-2 on the putout. Raines did the right thing. Knowing Olchen was dead to rights, he just went ahead and took third base. So that's the second out of the inning.
Number 32.
And here is Josh Weitzel. Weitzel 2 for 2 in the ball game tonight. He has homered, singled, and walked 3 times. And Weitzel is the Sidewinders' last chance now to add some insurance for Leo Rosales in the bottom of the 9th inning. Remember, Rosales came on and pitched the 8th inning, so it won't be a save situation for him. But he will be trying to win his first game of the season. Back in the first inning. Jones kicks and deals, and Weitzel takes a strike, a fastball. And the count, no balls and 1 strike. Now the 0-1 pitch from Greg Jones. Here it is. Strike on the outside corner, and the count 0-2. So Jones jumps ahead quickly. Couple of strikes to Josh Weitzel. Threw him 1 fastball at 95, and then came back with what looked like a changeup at 86. No balls, 2 strikes. Jones is ready. Runners lead. And the right-hander comes home, swinging a foul back to the screen. Boy, challenged him there on an 0-2 pitch. 94-mile-an-hour fastball. Weitzel fouled it back. And so it's still 0-2 on the Sidewinders' first baseman. Raines the runner at third base. D'Antona is at first. 13-12 Sidewinders in the top of the 9th inning. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Weitzel chased the pitch down and away, and the inning is over. But the Sidewinders get a run without a hit. 2 errors in the inning, and Tucson leaves 2. We'll go to the bottom of the 9th. Sidewinders need 3 outs to win it. They lead 13-12.
We invite
Sidewinders 13, Las Vegas 12. Bottom of the 9th inning. Leo Rosales needs 3 outs here to give the Sidewinders a crazy victory. Rosales pitched the 8th inning, allowed 1 base runner, a 2-out walk to Lizarraga, but then got Jacobs to pop up in the frame. But now he will face the top of the lineup. Jason Repko, Cancel Chavez, and Xavier Paul. And Rosales' first pitch to Jason Repko, swinging a little bouncer off the plate towards third. Rosales fields, throws to first, not in time. Infield single for Repko. And the 51s right away put the tying run on base. A little tapper rolling towards third, and Rosales did everything he could, but was not able to make the throw in time. So Repko at first. Let's see if Chavez is up there to bunt. He's got 2 hits tonight. Had a bunt single as last time. D'Antona's up on the grass at third. And the pitch on the way from Rosales. Chavez does show bunt, takes a fastball outside, 1-0. You know, the old adage is that you play for a tie at home, you play to win it on the road. That would mean that Lorenzo Bundy should play to tie right here, and it looks like that's what he's going to do as Chavez had squared around. Here's Rosales, 1-0, and that's bunted towards first, a good one. Weitzel has it. He will just tag out Chavez. Sacrifice 3 unassisted. Repko moves to second. He's the tying run. And Xavier Paul, the center fielder, will come up. Again, we apologize for some of the technical difficulties we've been having here tonight. And we will do our best to get them corrected for tomorrow night's game, which will be at 7:05. 6:55 first, airtime rather. Juan Gutierrez going for Tucson. And Jason Johnson, the right-hander, will go for Las Vegas. Here's Xavier Paul. 2 for 3 in the ball game tonight with an RBI. He's had a couple of doubles. And Rosales' first pitch is down in the dirt, backhanded by Castillo. And the count, 1 and no strikes. Paul lined out to left field in the 7th inning with a runner at second base and nobody out. Hammock made a nice sliding catch, coming in, skidding on his knees and making a basket grab. 13-12, Sidewinders on top. In this marathon contest here tonight. 1 no strikes. And Rosales throws back to second and almost threw it into center field. Kelly went over and lunged out to his left to keep that ball from going through. That would have been disaster. Repko's got to watch himself. He is getting a big lead. And, of course, he does not want to get picked off. Don't dismiss the possibility of Castillo trying to pick him off. We saw him get Brian Bocock in Fresno the other night to end the game. Rosales will turn and look back to second base again. Repko goes lunging back towards the bag, but neither Kelly nor Bonifacio was anywhere in the area. 1 no strikes to count. D'Antona is up even with the bag at third, respecting the speed of Xavier Paul. And Rosales 1-0, changeup that's too high, and the count goes to 2 and no strikes. Well, if this game goes to extra innings, I'm just not sure how much either one of these teams has left in the tank. You know, you always say that baseball isn't a physical game like football, or you're not running up and down like basketball, but I guarantee you both these teams are drained right now. Here's Rosales, 2-0 delivery, swing and a miss. 2-0 changeup, and Paul was out in front. 2 1 strike. Sidewinders have used Glant, Fruto, and Rosales out of their bullpen. Really maximized their relievers here tonight. A.J. Shappy went 2 last night. He probably wouldn't come back in this game. Metters probably could. 2-1 pitch to Paul, swinging a high pop-up. Into left, Hammock going back. He's got room in front of the track. He'll make the catch. Tagging at second and going on to third is Repko, and he slides in there safely. So Paul with a lazy fly ball to the left, but it carried far enough for Repko to tag up and advance. The tying run is at third base now, but he's there with 2 outs, and John Lindsay is coming up. Sidewinder pitchers have accumulated 3 strikeouts tonight. They have all been against John Lindsay. Vasquez got him in the first, Glant got him in the 4th, and Fruto got him in the 7th. Rosales trying to end the game right here. Here's his pitch. Low and outside. Started him with a changeup. And the count, 1 and no strikes. Now Repko dancing off third base, getting a huge lead. Trying to distract Leo Rosales. Again, this is not a save situation for Rosales, but it might as well be. 1 no strikes. The pitch. Down in the dirt. Good block by Wilkin Castillo. 2 no strikes. A lot of pressure on Castillo right here. Again, the backstop is not that far behind him, but Repko is getting just a huge lead away from third base. Castillo must keep the ball in front of him. 2-0 the count. And the pitch. Down in the dirt. Castillo blocks it again. 3-0. Now, I don't think Rosales would be pitching around John Lindsay here. Not with Andy LaRoche on deck. If it was somebody else, maybe. But hard to believe that he would be dying to face LaRoche, another guy that can hurt you. Got to be careful here. The 3-0 to John Lindsay. Fastball inside, ball 4. So that'll put runners at the corners. Rosales issues his second walk. And now Andy LaRoche coming up. Line out to left in the first inning. Hit a 2-run home run in the third. Singled in a run in the fourth. He was hit in the head by Fruto in the 6th inning. Came around to score. Then he flied out to center against Fruto in the rematch in the 7th inning. Now Mike Parrott comes out to the mound to talk with Rosales. And the entire infield gathers around to listen to this meeting. Home plate umpire Angel Campos on his way out to the mound to break it up. Bird has had his say. He's on his way back to the dugout. Rosales against LaRoche. That's probably a visit just to go over the scouting report on Andy LaRoche again and how the Sidewinders want to attack him. Maybe also just a reminder for the infielders. Hey, you got a force at second base you can take. 1 out wins the game. Rosales checks the runners, and his first pitch to LaRoche is on the way. Down in the dirt, and again, Castillo blocks it. 1 ball and no strikes. Boy, that's 3 blocks in the last 2 batters by Wilkin Castillo. 13-12, Sidewinders have the lead. We're in the bottom of the 9th inning with 2 outs and runners at the corners. There is dirt all over home plate. For some reason, Angel Campos has not gone out to dust it off. Apparently, he can see it just fine. Now Rosales 1-0 to LaRoche. Down low, a fastball that time. Now it's 2 balls, no strikes. Boy, Rosales is walking the tightrope here. A base hit ties the game. An extra base hit could win it for Vegas. 2 balls, no strikes. And Rosales pitch. Changeup, strike on the inside corner. And the count is 2-1. Well, you don't think Leo Rosales has confidence in that changeup? On 2-0, he fires it in for a strike. 2 balls, 1 strike now on LaRoche. Here's the set. The pitch. Strike. Knee high on the outside corner. Now it's 2-2. Very borderline. LaRoche didn't like it, as you can imagine. Rosales loves it. Well, that's one of those 50-50 pitches. It's a big call, though, to take the count to 2-2 instead of 3-1. Now Rosales is 1 strike away. The pitch. Swinging a foul back into the screen. And we'll do it again. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Outfield straight away. Infield is deep. The 2-2 delivery. Up and in with a fastball, 3-2. Well, now Lindsay's going to take off from first base, and his run does mean something because he is the winning run. And so Weitzel has to go back and hold him on. That opens up the right side for LaRoche. He's already had an RBI base hit that way tonight. 3-2 pitch. Miss, low ball 4. And the bases are loaded. That was another borderline pitch. That time LaRoche got the call. And they're loaded up now for John Ford Griffin. Rosales has walked his 3rd man in this outing. 2 in this inning. John Ford Griffin is 2 for 5 in the ball game. A left-handed hitter. No place to put him. Bases loaded. 13-12 Tucson. Here's the pitch. Swinging a ground ball foul down the first base line. That was ripped, but just wide of the bag. And it's 0-1 on John Ford Griffin. Castillo's going to go to the mound to talk to Rosales now. That pitch was a hanger. It looked like a changeup. And I mean about thigh high over the inside corner. Griffin opened up those hips and drove it, but foul down the first base side. Well, now a base hit, just a single, could potentially win the game. Remember, the Sidewinders do not have good throwing arms in their outfield. Hammock at left is probably the best. 0-1 the count on John Ford Griffin. Rosales ready, and the delivery home. Very high off Castillo's glove. Here comes Repko, the throw not in time. And we're tied up 13 apiece. Well, we'll see what they rule it. It's probably got to be a wild pitch. Castillo had smothered a couple in the dirt. That time, though, the pitch was high, got off his gloves, and went to the screen. Repko got a great jump and came in. 13 all. Now a base hit wins it. 1 ball, 1 strike on Griffin. And the pitch. Strike, a fastball over the inside corner. And the count is now 1-2. That will be a wild pitch. Charge to Rosales. After all this, extra innings in some ways seems fitting, but Rosales needs another strike. The 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss. He struck him out. The inning is over, and we are going extra as at Cashman Field tonight. 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, 2 left in the 9th. We will go to the 10th. 13 apiece.
Film Creations Limited has provided.
Now, back to more Sidewinders baseball on Cool 1450.
The epic battle continues here in Vegas tonight. We go to the 10th inning, 13-13. Sidewinders will have Robbie Hammock, Wilkin Castillo, and then the pitcher spot due up against Greg Jones, who allowed a run in the 9th inning without the benefit of a hit to put the Sidewinders ahead 13-12. But then a wild pitch scores the 13th run for Vegas, and we play on into the 10th inning. Greg Jones' first pitch to Robbie Hammock, and that's in there for a called strike. 0-1. In between innings, somebody was barking from the Sidewinder dugout, and Angel Campos started yelling back. Bill Plummer came out to defend whoever it was. The 0-1 pitch is a slider low and outside. And the count 1 ball and 1 strike. Connor Robertson now up to throw in the Sidewinder pen. I don't think anybody got thrown out by Campos. Jones ready. And the 1-1 to Hammock. Inside, a fastball 2-1. If Rosales did get thrown out, it really wouldn't matter. I mean, he's about to be pinch hit for in a second anyway. It would cost him some money. I think Leo was probably upset about that 3-2 pitch to LaRoche. Now the 2-1 to Robbie Hammock. Down low, 3 balls, 1 strike. Very close pitch that was called ball 4. And that allowed LaRoche to reach, and then it was shortly after the wild pitch brought Repko in. The 3-1 from Jones to Hammock. Inside ball 4, he walked him. Greg Jones has walked 3 guys in just over an inning of work here tonight. And a leadoff walk in extra innings of a 13-13 game. I mean, leadoff walks are never good, but in extra innings, they can be disastrous. So that'll bring up Wilkin Castillo. We'll see if this is a bunt situation for Castillo. Evan McClain is now in the on-deck circle to pinch hit. So while this would seem to be an obvious bunt situation, I mean, maybe it's not. McClain has been the Sidewinders' best hitting pitcher this year. But I'm not sure if you want to sacrifice here with a pitcher on deck or not. I guess we'll find out in a minute. Castillo waiting as Jones comes set. And they'll throw over to first base, seeing if Castillo would tip his hand. He didn't do anything. Bill Plummer, bent over at the waist, outside the third base coach's box. Has not given a sign yet to Castillo. Third baseman Chavez is convinced Castillo's going to bunt. He's come jogging in on the grass now. The pitch, Castillo does square, pops it up, back of the plate, and it is caught by Rivera, stumbling down onto the grass. He holds on. Nice play by Rene Rivera. Castillo not able to get the sacrifice bunt down. One out here in the 10th inning, and now Evan McClain to pinch hit. So Rosales done after 2 innings. McClain pinch hit in Fresno the other day. And I believe he grounded out. I'm going to go back and check. He did, grounded out to shortstop. McClain, a left-handed batter. And Jones will throw over to first base. Hammock goes back. McClain had showed bunt there. I don't know if you saw Jones turning to throw to first and decided to give the 51s a little bluff, or if he really is going to bunt. I'd be surprised if McClain did bunt here. But let's see. He does square to bunt, and he drops it towards third. Chavez has it, looks at second, throws to second, and gets the out. Wow. I mean, Chavez was only about 30 feet from McClain to begin with, and the bunt went right to him. That was an easy play at second base. I don't want this to sound like second guessing, because it's not. Bill Plummer knows more baseball. He's forgotten more baseball than I'll ever know. But I'm not sure why you would have McClain bunt there. I mean, if it's successful, you've got a runner at second, but there's 2 outs. Jones pitched to Donnie Kelly. That's a strike on the inside corner, 0-1. McClain does have 3 hits this year. It's not like he's incompetent at the plate. But anyway, the decision was made, didn't quite work out. And, of course, it's always easy to go back and look at decisions that don't work out and decide what could have been done differently. Here's the 0-1 to Donnie Kelly. Fastball high and outside. And it's now 1 ball and 1 strike. McClain, the runner at first base, with 2 down in the inning. Kelly is singled and grounded to short. Jones staring in, now set. And the 1-1 pitch to Donnie Kelly, way outside and high, a fastball. And the count 2 balls, 1 strike. If Kelly reaches, then Bonifacio would come up. And this is all up to Greg Jones, because there is nobody throwing down in the 51's bullpen right now. 2 balls, 1 strike. McClain leads away from first. Jones kicks, fires, fastball high, 3-1. Billy Buckner would have had the chart today. Just looking down in the stands to see if maybe Buckner has gone back in the clubhouse to put his spikes on just in case he's needed. 3-1 delivery to Kelly. Swing and a miss. Little fastball by him. And it's now 3-2. I don't see Buckner down in the seats right now. It doesn't mean he's not there. Guys sit in different spots here from time to time, but this could be a situation where they said, hey, forget about the chart. Get in here and get dressed just in case. McClain will run. There he goes. 3-2 pitch. Ground ball down the third base line. That's fair. It rolls over the mound of the Sidewinders bullpen and rebounds out into left. Here's McClain around third. He'll come to the plate and score, and the Sidewinders lead 14-13. A ground ball inside the third base bag that went over the mound, hit off the wall, and rebounded into shallow left. And McClain was able to come all the way around and score. Now the umpires are gathering. Lorenzo Bundy came running out of the dugout, and Lowe is hot. He wants to say that something happened down there, either that maybe it got hung up on something or what. I don't know. Boy, that ball rebounded back out into left. Whatever it is, Lowe is very upset. I mean, the only way it's a ground rule double is if the ball stops. Now, maybe he's arguing a fan touched the ball. Boy, Lowe is ticked off right now. He is screaming. He's going after everybody, and there he goes. He's been thrown out of the game. Well, he got thrown out by Campos, but now he's going to yell at one of the other umpires. Oh, man, Lowe is really going at him now. Boy, this is going to be a show for the fans. He is livid. Campos threw him out of the game. He started yelling at one of the other umpires and then turned his attention back to Campos. He is screaming. The only thing I can figure, there is a party area that's down by the Sidewinder bullpen. And the only thing I can figure is that Lowe's argument is that one of the fans touched the ball because it didn't get hung up down there. Well, now Scott Chamberlain steps in between Lowe and Angel Campos, and Lowe says, fine, you want to get involved? I'll take my frustration out on you. He's screaming at him now. Now, Lowe can have some pretty good snaps when he wants to, and this is a pretty good one right here. Man, he is furious. And I'm telling you, this is one of these games that'll do it to you. It'll absolutely do it to you. It wears you out. It makes everybody on edge. The call is not going to change. Now Scott Chamberlain's getting pretty upset. He's going right back at Lowe. McLean scores all the way from first. Kelly gets the RBI. Lowe is in front of the mound right now. Nose to nose with Chamberlain. He is really getting his money's worth here. Well, if you're going to get the fine, you might as well get your money's worth, and he's going to get an ovation as he leaves the field. That's a pretty good one right there. Again, from our vantage point, the only thing I could guess is that he's arguing a fan touched the ball. So here comes Bonifacio now in a 14-13 Sidewinder lead. Now the fans are all over Angel Campos. And here's Greg Jones' first pitch to Bonifacio, swinging a foul straight back, and the count no balls and one strike. 14-13 Tucson. Now it's going to be Connor Robertson's responsibility to try and save this game. But here again, the Sidewinders looking for some insurance. Jones stares in, 0-1 the count. And the pitch. Swing and a line drive left field. That one will be caught on the run by Griffin. Nice play. Moving over to his left. Able to make that catch and rob Bonifacio of a hit. The inning is over, but the Sidewinders get a run on one hit. No errors, one left. We'll go to the bottom of the 10th. Tucson 14, Vegas 13. Back in a moment.
Celebrate your child's birthday with the new and improved Tanca Verde Apartments, conveniently located at 7 and C, why many Tucsonans are calling Tanca Verde Apartments home.
Sidewinders Baseball on Cool 1450.
Connor Robertson will come on and try and save his first game of the year as we go to the bottom of the 10th inning. Tucson 14, Las Vegas 13. Robertson appearing for the 24th time, 5-2, a 4.54 ERA. 0 for 3 in save opportunities this year. He's worked 39 2/3 innings, given up 32 hits, 22 runs, 20 earned, 17 walks, 41 strikeouts, and the league hitting .224 against him. Rene Rivera leads off. And Robertson's first pitch to Rivera, fastball outside, 1 ball and no strikes. We are approaching the 4-hour mark in this game. The 1-0 pitch from Connor Robertson to Rene Rivera. Swing and a miss. And the count is now 1 ball and 1 strike. Rivera, then Lizarraga. And then the pitcher spot is due up. Greg Miller gets up in the bullpen for Vegas just in case. 1 ball, 1 strike on Rivera. Came on in the 6th inning, replacing Gary Bennett. And the 1-1 from Connor Robertson. Strike on the inside corner. That slider backed up, and the count 1 ball and 2 strikes. Rivera has popped up and grounded out. He's 0 for 2 since coming in. Now the windup, the 1-2 pitch from Robertson. Slider down low. Rivera lays off. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Sidewinders had a 7-0 lead after an inning and a half in this game. Vegas came back, tied it at 7. Sidewinders went up 8-7. Vegas went up 9-8. 2-2 pitch, ground ball, past the mound, base hit center field. So Rene Rivera opens the bottom of the 10th with a single. And here comes the man of the hour for Las Vegas, Francisco Lizarraga, who has reached base 5 times tonight. He has 4 hits and a walk. And now we'll see if he can get a bunt down here to advance Rivera to second base. A.J. Ellis has come out of the on-deck circle to hit. Lizarraga squares. He bunts towards first. It's a good one. Robertson has it. Looks at second. No play. Throws to first. 1-4 on the sacrifice. And Rivera is in scoring position now. And now here is A.J. Ellis. Another guy that has just destroyed Tucson this year. And Ellis will hit in the spot previously occupied by the pitcher. We've seen Pinango in this spot, Luan, Poplove, Jacobs, and Ellis. A.J. Ellis this season, a .302 hitter, 1 home run, 26 RBIs. The home run and 12 of his 26 ribbies have come against the Sidewinders. Had 2 two-run triples last night. The tying run at second base, Rivera. And A.J. Ellis in the right-handed batter's box against Connor Robertson. The outfield shades Ellis to go the other way. And here's Robertson's pitch. Down low, outside, past Castillo, back to the screen, and now the tying run is 90 feet away. That'll be a wild pitch. And now the Sidewinders have to bring their infield in. This is unbelievable. Now I think they want a pinch runner for Rivera. John Moses, the hitting coach for Las Vegas, has taken over the managerial duties after Lorenzo Bundy's ejection. And it looked like he was looking into the dugout calling for a pinch runner. I don't know if they're going to bring in one of the pitchers or who we're going to see here. Now it's going to be Sergio Garcia. So Garcia will take over for Rivera, running at third base here in the 10th inning. So Garcia to pinch run. He's at third with 1 out. 1-0 on A.J. Ellis. Robertson's pitch. Down in the dirt. Castillo able to smother that one. 2 balls, no strikes. Well, the tying run scored in the 9th inning on a wild pitch. Here in the 10th inning, the tying run has moved to third on a wild pitch. Ellis represents the winning run in the batter's box. Here's Robertson's 2-0. Slider, too high. 3 balls, no strikes. There's just not enough time in between batters to recap all the scoring here tonight. We're at 14-13 right now. Robertson's pitch, fastball, low ball, 4. He walked him. So now the winning run is at first base. And here comes the top of the order, Jason Repko. Now Robertson is still just a ground ball away from getting out of this and nailing down the save. Donnie Kelly comes in from shortstop. Says something to Connor Robertson.
Number 21, Jason Repko.
Jason Repko will make his way to the plate. Well, as I said before, both teams are going to be drained after this game tonight. Whoever wins it, though, they'll have a good tired feeling. Whoever loses it, that's going to be rough. One hit, an infield single, a little dribbler leading off in the 9th. Robertson's first pitch, slider in the dirt, and the count 1 ball and no strikes. Repko had a little tap off the plate to begin the ninth inning and eventually scored the tying run. D'Antona is up on the edge of the grass at third. Here's the 1-0. Up high, a fastball, 2 balls, no strikes. And suddenly Robertson has lost the strike zone. Two and 0 the count. And the pitch. Check swing on a high pitch, and he went around. 2 balls, 1 strike now on Jason Repko. If we have an 11th inning, James and D'Antona will be coming up for Tucson. Let's hope that it never gets that far. Robertson's 2-1 pitch. Strike right down the middle. Boy, Repko just took an 87-mile-an-hour pitch right down the heart of the plate. It's now 2 balls and 2 strikes. A strikeout here for Robertson would be huge. Let's see if he goes to the slider. He's ready. Here it comes. Slider very high. Didn't get down. Castillo had to come out of his crouch to catch it. Now 3 balls and 2 strikes. Well, now decision time for John Moses. Does he start A.J. Ellis at first base? Weitzel is holding him on. And Robertson's 3-2 with the runner going, swinging a foul straight back to the screen. That's dangerous. Because, of course, Castillo has a tremendous throwing arm. He's thrown out 12 of the 24 that have tried to steal against him this year, at least coming into tonight. Over the last 3 years, he's thrown out about 43%. Here's another 3-2 pitch. Ellis runs. It is strike 3 call. Throw to second. They've got Ellis hung up. Bonifacio throws to Weitzel, the tag, and the game is over on a strike him out, throw him out, double play. And the Sidewinders survive. They win tonight 14-13. The epic battle is over. A strike him out, throw him out, double play to end the game. And the Sidewinders get their 24th win of the season in dramatic fashion. Well, that's the risk in starting A.J. Ellis. He gets thrown out 2-6-3 for the final out of the ball game tonight. Boy, and again, I don't want this to sound like second guessing, but I guess in a way it is. That's awfully dangerous. To start A.J. Ellis there, and Repko took a small third strike from Connor Robertson to end the game in 10 innings here tonight. The Sidewinders hold on to win it. In the 10th, no runs on 1 hit, no Sidewinder errors, and 1 man left on base. In 10 innings tonight, Tucson 14, Vegas 13. We're back with the totals right after this. They're trying to win it. He gave up a leadoff infield single to 2 pitch. Unfortunately for Lowe, the argument did not go his way. Lowe was arguing that one of the fans down the left field line had touched the ball, but the umpire said at least they didn't see it. 13 advantage. So to the bottom of the 10th we go. Connor Robertson on trying to end it, and the Sidewinders win 14-13 in 10 innings tonight. So this series is even up at a game apiece. The third of this 4-game series is coming up tomorrow here in Sin City, and we'll come back and tell you about that right after this.
Hey, Sidewinder fans, don't miss out on your last...
Well, these two teams will get together tomorrow night here at Cashman Field, 7:05 first pitch. Tucson sends right-hander Juan Gutierrez to the mound. He's 1-9 with a 6.38 ERA. Vegas will send the right-hander Jason Johnson 7-3, an ERA of 4.45. And that'll be tomorrow night at 7:05. The On Deck Show begins our coverage at 6:55. Again, the final totals in the ball game tonight for Tucson: 14 runs, 18 hits, no errors. They leave 11. Vegas 13 runs, 16 hits, 2 errors, and they leave 12. Winning pitcher Leo Rosales, he's 1-1. Greg Jones, the loss, 2-3. Connor Robertson, the attendance tonight, 7,701. With the victory, the Sidewinders go to 24-38. Vegas falls to 31-30. That'll do it from the ballpark tonight. I want to thank Roger back in the studio for all his help, and thanks to all of you for listening. I'm Ryan Radke, inviting you to join us tomorrow, 7:05 first pitch. The On Deck Show at 6:55, Game 3 of the series between the Sidewinders and the 51s. Once again, the final score tonight in 10 innings. Tucson defeats Las Vegas 14-13. We say goodnight from Cashman Field in Sin City.